And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy update. You guys, what just happened over the intro period. We have a huge announcement to make. All of the rocks fell. All of Dag's character died. Dag is like, this is his last episode. I just found this out now, and it had nothing to do with a mistake I may or may have not made. Shut up, Dag. I'm just kidding, by the way. That's not a real thing that's happening.
I'm a cockroach. You can't get rid of me that easy.
Hold on. Music. I forgot that part. So, when we last left our heroes, returning back to the village of the Red Rock tribe, the party was made aware of violent and aggressive tendencies happening throughout the land. War horns blared off throughout the tribe as they prepared for war. As they began to march off into the fields, they found themselves facing off against an enemy. A black, armored enemy, faceless. And as our heroes attempted to fight back with the rest of the tribe, they found they were unable to, as the fearscape had finally brought forth Oksana's greatest fear, an inability to protect everyone. However, the darkness was not willing and done with them at that point, no. For an inky black monster began to rise up from the ground, half rat, half spider, and arachnid. A fierce, fierce battle waged on, with a few of our heroes falling. But, with a bit of a change of fate, Oksana was finally able to beat back her demons. As the story played on within her mind and in front of all of her companions, she watched the final fate of the Red Rock tribe, the family she had never known, being lost again. It seems the black-armored individuals were after a type of tome that the Goliaths kept. And upon reclaiming that, their leader changed. Her armor going from a black to a more crimson-like hue. As the longhouse of the chieftain fell away, sinking back down into the grounds below, another portal opened up, leading our heroes to their next adventure. And with that, our story continues. As you all slip through a strange portal standing in front of you, as you find yourself down into the darkness once again like you have before, you begin to hear a very odd sound. Sound of gulls. And as light breaches forth once more, indicating that you are now on the other side of the portal, you hear the rocking and creaking of what could only be known as a large wooden ship. Feeling your feet hit the ground, or in Greenmore's case, foot, you look around to see a very, very large deck and a crew scurrying about tending to all of what's needed to sail a vessel of this size. A few tending to sails, pulling them up. A few rigging up a few pulleys with rope. A number of individuals running back and forth. However, the ship is slightly different than most you've been on before. As you can continue to observe your surroundings, you look to either side of the ship itself. As you hear large movements of wind pass back and forth. On the outer hull of each side of the ship, you see 2 large sails, magically flapping up and down as if they were wings. Looking out to the starboard, that's the front, right, Dag?
We're
Looking out to the starboard, which is the front of the boat, which is canonical now in this setting.
Mm-hmm.
You see massive propellers that continue to spin wildly. And just outside on the horizon, no water can be seen. Only clouds. On what would be considered an otherwise beautiful day. V, you would immediately recognize this as the Neptune star. However, as you look around at the individuals on the deck, you don't recognize them. Well, not necessarily true. You don't recognize the crew of the Neptune star. You see faces that you recognize from your past. By first glance, you would say about 45 to 50 of them.
Fuck.
One individual immediately walks by and nods his hat to him. "Morning, Captain V." You recognize the half-orc known as Uriel. A man you had saved just a few years back. A female furbolg walks by you, a large grin on her face. "Pleasant flying today, Captain." You remember how dangerous the night was when you smuggled her out of Dog's Breath. Others begin to walk past you, all referring to you as Captain, going about their day as if nothing else.
He's probably acting a lot like this. She's kind of taken aback. I think she's going to maybe feel for the banister, and she'll just sort of mutter to herself, "Looks so real." And then she'll just turn to everybody and sort of, I don't like this at all. This is my ship.
I don't like it either. As you look over at Greenmore, he is strapped to a wall, of the cabin, just hyperventilating. Sides of the ship.
I am also not a fan. It is very hot here. I am feeling moisture in places.
Sweat. Yes.
It is feeling swampy.
Oh.
Gross. I can't do much about the conditions here, but something is a little odd, concerning. This is, first of all, I am not a captain.
You never really strike me as much either.
Greenmore, what is your problem?
No, it's just it's important to be a good follower, you know. Not everybody's cut out for leadership roles.
Now listen, everyone. Tensions might be running a little high. We've been here for quite some time now. Let's not turn on each other quite yet. Yeah, you were mentioning that you weren't captain. All right. Well, if you weren't captain, why would the this realm manifest you as one?
Fantastic question. I am not sure. Also, curveball, these are not my crewmates. So...
But I thought these places manifest images of your past, of what you remember.
Yes, I do. I recognize these people. They're just not my crewmates.
Then who are they?
All right, listen. As it seems that with everyone else who has gone through this process, we learn a lot more about each other than we may have wanted to. These are all people that... Listen, you have to all promise me something. You have to all promise me something. V is not laughing.
All right.
Can you all promise me that you will keep this between us?
I don't have any friends anyway. Who else am I going to tell? Oksana, she's right here.
Yeah, I am the same.
She got to tell
I mean,
someone.
I really doubt that the idea would be to go running around just talking to strangers about what's going on. So I guess...
Can we talk in the shade?
What?
It is very hot.
Here, we can all stand over here and
Thank you.
find shade where one of the...
Look, I'm not going to lie. I, of course, will endeavor to keep your secret as best I can, but my mother has a way of getting information out of people.
Are you kidding me, Basil?
Shut up!
Are you
I want to
kidding
know.
me?
Go ahead, finish your story.
I cannot, Basil. You must promise me that you will not tell your mother. It is not just my life that is on the line here, and it is not just yours. It is a lot of other people's lives.
Basil, Basil begins to like kind of take a posture, almost like a child being scolded. He is, he loves his mom, but he's very afraid of his mom, and he's like, this is the first time because he lives with his mother. We've established that Basil has very interesting issues, and I'm gonna make a wisdom save to see if he'll to see what he'll do.
It's not like you just don't bring it up.
All right. Okay, so he got an 11. I'm going to say that he'll go, all right, I'll promise. I will, this is just between us.
He's lying,
It's the weakest 11.
Listen, if he tells anybody, I will throat punch him for you. There is no reason to fear.
All right. So, you all may know that my ship works in shipping of goods, right? We port, we ship out goods, we bring in goods. I am also a part of an organization that smuggles people out of the city who have been convicted of magic crimes. We ferry them to safe places.
You monster. He winks.
I thought I knew
Winks
you.
at me.
They're so terrible of you.
I wasn't being secretive because I am ashamed of this. I am being secretive because it is the foundation of the organization to ensure the safety of all the people that we smuggle out. And as a matter of fact, we've been dealing with a mole or something. So I don't know who to trust anymore.
These people that you smuggle, they are good people?
Yes, they are just, well, I don't really interview them. The criteria is, have they been charged with casting magic in the city? And you all know that when you are charged with that, you're thrown in jail. And the conditions there are horrible and could last years and years and years. You're taken from your family and nothing is done. And a lot of people end up dying because they don't care about the conditions that these people are being held in for doing something that is intrinsic, that is second nature, that is a part of nature.
It seems to be a very honorable thing that you do. Brave and honorable.
And dangerous.
Yes.
I, for one, can attest the conditions in the city surrounding those who are able to wield the powers of magic is deplorable, and the fact that you put yourself at risk in such a way is truly commendable.
That's awfully kind. I never looked at it like that. It's sort of just been part of my life. I grew up on this ship, and I've continued in its ways.
Who was captain before you?
I am not captain in real life.
They are calling you captain. Maybe you will become captain.
These are the people that I have ferried or smuggled or saved. Hopefully. Seems all positive. Just a little bit wonky on here. So, just like Oksana, I'm waiting for the sky to fall or something horrible to happen.
Let's hope it's not the ship that falls.
Yes, well...
Why would you even say that? Greenmore's kind of like gagging and about to throw up.
Listen, I think we can all... Listen, I can't say 100%, but I don't have a fear of ships falling from the sky. This is my life. So if this person in the book is trying to scare me, ship falling out of the sky is not on the top of my list of things, so...
Well, what is on the top? Because I am curious. Yes.
Well, yes, it seems that you would know what to expect then.
What do you mean? I don't know.
What is your fear about the ship that would bring us back here?
Is it the mole?
The bowl? What bowl?
The mole. The one you think is
mole. Oh, well, that is... I definitely have a fear of being found out. I'm sure if they ever connected me to it, I would be probably killed, if not thrown in jail for the rest of my life, as well as all the other people who help. So, that would be terrible.
Also...
What?
No, I was going to say, we should probably also be on guard, remembering this place doesn't always use the literal. If you are concerned of a mole or someone in an unseen place striking when least suspected, then that could be being attacked from your own shadow. It could be something that will be undetectable to us. We should certainly be wary here more than others. I think with the orphanage and the forest, our adversary was quite clear and apparent, whereas here it may not be so.
I'd like to go and talk to someone and see where they think they are and why we're here. How about that? Let's just gonna go. Nothing bad will happen. Nothing bad will happen.
Before you do that, I gotta apologize. I really thought this was gonna be an easy one. I thought it was gonna be something a little more shallow, like, I don't know, your hair falling out or people not responding to your flirting or something. So, good on you for being a more complex person than I gave you credit for.
So,
Captain
yes.
V.
Yes.
As you turn back, you see a short, portly man. Dwarven. You take note of his long mustache that seems to be braided on either side of his lip. The beard separated at the center, clamped at the bottom, with what looks to be a stone set of jewelry. You would recognize this individual as Dracular. He quickly approaches you. Aye, pleasant to see you, morning, the captain.
Hello. What makes you think I'm the captain today?
That's a weird question.
You've always been the captain here, Mom.
Just kidding. Was just testing you. All right.
Who's planning the mutiny? Points up at him.
Well, we were on the lookout, as per your instructions, V.
Oh.
And we believe we have found the betrayer.
Is it you?
Really?
Is it me? I would never betray V.
Inside chick.
Go ahead.
That's a nat one. Are you kidding me, dude?
Oh my god.
I'm trying to
Well done. Well done. The saga continues of the insight checks with Bobby.
Character is just oblivious. This guy's
Who is it?
As you begin to
Okay.
look Dracular up and down Greenmore, he takes note of this and pushes his chest out a little bit standoffish. We all know that none of us would betray Captain V. She saved our lives more times than we can count.
That checks out, as far as I'm concerned.
So, who is it?
Strange man. Seemed to have caught passage with us back in last port. We have him in the cargo holding cells now.
He's here.
Locked up, but here, yes.
Where is he?
As I said, down in the cargo hold.
All right. I will wait. How did you? I'm just gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go with this. I'm just gonna go talk to him.
I think it's the best bet. Worst case scenario, you give us the signal. We'll throw him overboard.
I'll do that myself.
Yes, you always did love your splats. With that, he turns and begins to walk away. V, based on what you're seeing so far in terms of the overall schematic of the ship itself, you take note that the deck itself is roughly 45 to 50 feet long. The ship itself, from the other's perspective, is quite large, very much in similar style as a British naval 100 cannon or 100 gun ship, multiple levels, and a very large deck face with multiple layers as well. Coming back on a little bit higher up on the back end, typically seen with the what the hell's a steering wheel called on a ship?
Helm.
No.
Helm. I knew that.
Oh no.
You would immediately know the cargo hold that they were talking about. Something very akin to what you're familiar with for those that have gotten a little drunk at times over the course of the long nights and needed a place to cool off for a little bit. They would generally keep some of the other crew that had gotten a little rambunctious over the course of the night down in the cargo hold so that they could sleep it off.
All right, we will just turn around and walk right there. You'll notice that V is like being really weird for V. Like she is clearly on edge, acting completely strange, not relaxed like she usually is.
So normal.
And she'll just make a beeline.
As we'll follow it as we're walking.
Don't forget about us and start heading out.
Do you have like a pebble in your shoe or something?
A pebble in my shoe.
Yeah, like, I don't know. You usually walk with such confidence. Yeah, you seem a little bit, well, like a fresh baby deer.
I'm a little on edge, if I'm going to be honest with you. I saw
That is
what.
so a joke. I know you love your puns.
Mhm.
Why do I have a feeling that the person that they have is somebody you're going to know?
This is what I mean. There's something here. This is all wrong, and yet I have been looking for this person for so long, trying to figure things out, and I have not found anything. So I don't know what this is, and it makes me nervous because it's not real, and it's real, and we could die and we could not die. And I don't like that. And I saw what happened to Greenmore and to Oksana and
Don't worry, my
Sicarius.
friend. V, we will get through it together. No matter what happens, you are here with your tribe. We have your back.
You let us know what you need to have done, and we will do it.
That's right.
It's just so real.
Absolutely.
It feels so real. I'm scared I'll get lost in it.
I understand this. We will not let that happen, my friend. Basil, especially, knows this place and the tricks it can play. You are safe with us.
All right. Well, I might murder the person in the cell, so there's that. And she'll just keep walking towards.
Greenmore
Not
just
without
looks.
us. Not without us. Let's go.
Greenmore looks back at the rest of the group. Just with that being said, and just goes.
Can we
Basil
go
will
ahead and
move.
get a performance check for a damn son moment from you, Greenmore?
Another nat one.
Ooh, you could have leveled up your
I'm glad
sass
I got
level.
rid of it on this.
You could have gone to that next level of sass, but better next time. Better luck next time, bud.
Basil is going to move swiftly to try and keep up with V, and as he does so, he's going to reach out to her and say, just before you. Sorry,
Sorry,
just,
you startled me.
but no,
What
it's
is
no,
it?
it's perfectly fine. It happens here a lot, and I have that effect on some people. Listen, I don't know if this will help, but when I was here, I found it helped to have something to help center me.
Is it a story, Basil?
No, not quite so long-winded.
All right.
And Basil's going to reach into his jacket and pull out his writing quill.
Are you
he only
going
has
to
one.
write the story right now in front of me?
No, but I am going to give this to you. Because ultimately, while we're here, this is a story. Your story, or a variation of it. But ultimately, no matter what this place shows you, you must always remember that we are the authors of that story. And if you find yourself lost, if you find yourself struggling, I want you to have this and remember that. Remember that at any point in time, no matter what you see or hear, that you are in control.
Very kind. Thank you, Basil. She'll take the quill.
There's like a kind of a moment of resistance, but he gives it away.
What was that?
No, nothing. Just it's fine.
What do you
I-
mean nothing?
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's just
What
Yeah,
is
you know,
this
what's
quill
more-
to you? What is this quill to you?
well, before my late father passed away, he was unaware of my penchants for magic and the like, and one of my biggest regrets was never telling him. He wanted me to be a scholar, and shared with me that his dream as a boy was to become a wizard. But the city, the place that we live, tore it down from him, and he never got to fulfill that dream. And he told me that I should never compromise my dreams. And when I got trapped here the first time, looking for what I was looking for, it was this quill that got me through this, and I want you to get through this as well. If you're all, and at this point Basil will turn to the others as well and say, if you have all come here to help Sicarius and put yourselves at the risk of facing your fears, then I don't think it fair or right for me not to do the same. And while this may have made me feel safe and brave, I am a part of this tribe and of you all.
Well, let's just say that we'll all get through this together. And maybe this time we won't need a quill because we're all here together.
Indeed.
Exactly.
You're awfully cheery today, Sicarius. It's off-putting.
It's a good day. Look, it's a beautiful sky out. You're on your boat. What else could go wrong?
You're trying to jinx the game, man.
Why are you like this?
Yeah, why are you like this? All right. With that, V will just, I guess she'll put the quill in her bag and she'll go forward. Move forward.
After a brief conversation, you all begin to follow V down into the next layer of the ship itself. Tristan.
Ooh. Snap!
You and Tinsley have been waiting around for the better part of 2 hours. After going up into the loft area, you were able to find a few bits of morsels, but nothing really too edible. While not necessarily a problem for you, Tinsley continued to wolf them down anyway. A fair amount of pleasantries have been exchanged back and forth over the time. And as the last conversation seems to wrap up, you hear once again the squeaking and slamming of the door of Nick's office. Tinsley's eyes grow wide as she jumps up once more. He's back! He's back! And immediately begins running back down to the office. You're on mute, brother. As Tristan sits there quietly and stoically, shocked that Tinsley would just run out of a room that quickly, he begins to frantically search around, looking for, I don't know, pocket change in Nick's couch.
Careful, Cantrip Platinum, everybody.
Yeah.
The thing we all don't talk about, and yet we all want to know what it is. Just like V's nightmare. Lots of secrets, not really sure what they mean. But you can sign up for Careful Cantrip Platinum in the year 3023. So that's coming up pretty soon. We'll definitely all be here for that. Where do you pay?
You know what I'm more interested in? Here's the thing, is that I'd be interested to know what comes first. Is it going to be CC Platinum or only Trippers?
Oh.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
Hey, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
I guess we'll just have to leave that question for the ages. It was rhetorical, guys. It was rhetorical. It's one of those ones to make you think. Tree falling in the woods. Which happens first, CCP or OT? Only you can decide.
I'm sorry. You almost knew, guys. I'm sorry about that. Came back too soon.
Jesus. With Tinsley standing up and running down the stairs, Tristan, what are you doing at this point?
I will follow down slowly, not rushing.
Okay.
I don't want to break my neck in the stairs.
As you find yourself making your way to the bottom of the stairway, turning your head to the left, you see that Tinsley is very much at the point of almost harassing Nick at this point, begging him for further information on what he had discovered while he was away. Just settle down, kids. I'll get to it in time. He looks up and takes note of Tristan. Good to see you're still here, my friend. We might need you a little bit more than I originally thought.
Were you able to find anything useful?
I might have. only time will tell. Story goes that a group of thugs, best way to call them, gang down in Dog's Breath, were planning a little bit of a heist, you see. They'd found what could only be described as a hidden storage facility of Durelium Institute. They had caught word that they were developing and holding some type of weaponry there, something that had been asked for by the higher-ups. Well, this gang of theirs decided to ambush that secret storage facility and were able to make off with some pretty advanced weaponry, given the times. However, word was it that they also had a prisoner there, something a little bit more unexpected. Said it was a female.
Okay. You mean to say that Basil from the labyrinth was a hostage in the weapon warehouse?
Seems to be the case.
Wow. Wonder what this family is up to.
Makes you wonder about them tomes and texts.
Exactly. Do we have any idea where they are now?
Well, my inside connections have said that apparently the Calzone family, small-time group of thugs, but influential in the right ways, are trying to mediate, come to some kind of equal ground with the Durelium Institute on behalf of the gang members.
All right.
Now, I put two and two together. I've known a lot about the Calzone family for a long time now. And looking at where I was told the warehouse was, the Calzones have a restaurant not too far from there. Do a lot of business out of there, however, it's not necessarily in their name. Just a front, you see? And the Calzones are known to be quite risk-averse.
Is the hostage part of the deal? Or are they just trading the weapon?
Well, not 100% sure exactly what they're trading there, but a safe assumption that she'd be included in the price.
This is going to be more difficult than I thought.
It may or may not be. If they are in fact holding her, Sarah, at the restaurant, we could have a very short window. But only slightly guarded at this point. Calzone family wouldn't want to know that, let the law know, or anyone else know, that they have particular dealings in that restaurant. It's a good front for them.
So we should make her move as soon as possible. That's what he's saying.
My thoughts exactly, kid.
Do you know the place? You have a plan in mind?
I'm familiar with it, yeah.
All right. Well, what's your idea for it then? I don't know the place. I don't know this place, actually. Any insight would be helpful.
Well, the cheese string has been around for quite some time. Deals with delicatessens. My best bet is if they have a cellar, they're probably holding her down there, if anything. Be a safe spot. Wouldn't connect the Calzones right away. And not a lot of people would know about it. Wouldn't search that kind of place, you see? So with that said, not sure how we want to play this out, though. Do we go in guns blazing, asking questions? Something we're going to have to think about before we get there. Tinsley immediately speaks up. We just go in guns blaring. We just go daggers drawn, cannons ready, just take them all out. I mean, they're a criminal family.
But I mean, it's a restaurant, and Tinsley is hungry at least. We at least have a sit at a table and see how it is there. Maybe a stealthy approach would be the way to go before we go all gun blazing.
My thoughts exactly. There could be innocence there. Don't want to overstep our boundaries. Do something we might want to do.
One of us is stealthy enough. Maybe she can't get past everybody. And go and have a look in the cellar.
Did you just say past to everybody?
Yeah.
You get inspiration, my friend.
Okay, thanks.
No, I'm the only one? Come on.
Dave's been
Really?
making pasta jokes.
Pasta.
Oh.
You make puns, you get inspiration on this show.
I'll try to make them on purpose next time. All right, let's move out then.
Mm-hmm. Nick
Or
turning
do you
away.
Need to get some instrument or some guns or something with you before you go. Are you all set?
I should be all right. Oh, I have all the guns I need right here. And he pats his two shoulders.
All right.
As the three of you leave Nick's office, you continue down the roads of the Skystone. There doesn't seem to be a lot of activity out, as it is still pretty late at night. At this point, roughly around 3 or 4 in the morning. Eventually, you find yourself walking down a few side streets before coming across a relatively inconspicuous building. Nothing too much that stands out, other than the fact that it seems to be the only building that has any kind of light that flickers from the windows. Before approaching the door, Nick stops you both. That's the place up there. Anything else we need to discuss before heading in?
Due to the time, I'm guessing they won't be open for business. So as soon as we walk in, we might find some resistance. Sorry, my perception of time is not that good. I thought it was earlier in the night, but it's 3 or 4 a.m. I'm guessing we're going to be facing a welcome party. So
My thoughts exactly.
I don't say go in old gun blazing, but be ready for anything.
I tend to agree. I think the best thing to do at this point is just to make sure, see if the door's open. If the door's open, then they're expecting people. If the door's locked, then I think we have our answer.
All right.
All right. Nick turns away from you and begins to approach the restaurant door. As his hand reaches out, he grasps the door handle before giving one last look to both you and Tinsley. With that, he begins to turn his wrist. It doesn't seem the door's locked. He takes one last look at all of you before pushing the door inward. V. As you continue to lead the group down to the second level of Neptune's star. Again, a few faces and individuals wish you a good day as you pass by, most of them very friendly. You can still hear the commotion of the ship all around you, ropes just above your head being dragged across the deck. You begin to make your way down a long corridor. On either side, you can see a number of gated or barred little areas. Again, you would recognize this as the cargo room where you would keep most of your more expensive cargo. While typically it's not something you'd have to be concerned about with the rest of the crew being thieves and whatnot, your previous captain felt it best, just in case, to lock some of the items away. You begin to walk down the corridor slowly. A sense of safety is there as you do note that all of the cell doors seem to be locked, or at least closed. You once again take a moment to think to yourself just how real this feels. Taking your steps forward, looking back to the left and the right as you pass by each one of the cells proper. You go past about 5 sets before you see one that at first glance seems to be empty. However, as you stand directly in front of the door, getting a full view of the area, you see the silhouette of a body. From your perspective, you can't tell the overall size, whether that's a shorter individual or someone potentially kneeling down. In fact, no distinguishing features you can make out. Just a large cloak that seems to cover them.
We will, I guess, walk up as close as she can get. That was weird.
Oh yeah, no, there's.
Airship
I
in here.
forgot to mention there's flying motorcycles outside of the ship. It's fine.
Sorry.
Okay. I'll just say hello.
As you look at the individual kneeling down, or smaller individual, you get no response.
All right, listen, fuckface. Why don't you say something so that I can figure out who you are? Or you're going to be little scared person behind the bars?
Again, no response.
V, do you
Yes.
think that might be the Grim Reaper?
What?
It's got
No,
a cloak
Greenmore.
and everything, man.
No, Greenmore. This is not the Grim Reaper. This is either a person that completely fucked me over, or this is a person that I trust.
I don't know. I've heard tales. The Grim Reaper is very crafty.
I'm sure the Grim Reaper is very crafty, but that's not part of my memory, at least. This thing is locked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Primo, can you open this?
Oh, you want me to open it and let the
Yes.
scary rope person out?
Oh, if this person is someone that fucked me over, I will be killing this person again.
High or low for your benefit?
Hi, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I could do that. He'll get us lockpick tools out.
Okay.
I'm gonna check his traps.
Okay.
Specifically not.
Sorry, definitely not what?
I'm not checking for traps. I'm making it very clear that I'm not checking for traps.
Okay, fair enough. As you insert your lockpick into the door, a massive explosion comes out of
I knew
nowhere,
it.
killing everyone, including Tristan. Well, that's enough for this
Real,
campaign.
y'all.
Let's.
No, y'all.
That was a big explosion.
Yeah, it was huge. It was massive. Took up the entire world. The world's gone. Have to start over again. No. As you fiddle with the lock for a few moments, as typical in these kind of situations, a loud click is heard once you pop the lock. Looking over to V, you give a little bit of a nod, indicating that what's done is done. V staring...
Also gonna mention real quick. Now, V, don't do anything too brash, all right?
But if you
We'll
do,
take a
we
step
got your back. Just in case,
V will swing open the door
Okay.
and walk in towards the figure.
Okay. As the door swings open, it smashes loudly on the other side of the cell, metal on metal, creating a bit of a clanging noise that reverberates throughout the entirety of the second level. In a huff, you begin to walk forward, aggressively at first. But as you come within a few feet of the individual, a bit of fear grips you for a moment. But still you edge on closer. Now just mere inches away from the cloak itself. And I need you to make a perception check for me.
Gladly. Please. 14.
14. As you approach closer and closer, still none of the features of the individual are readily available to you. However, you do notice one thing. As you stare just over the shoulder of the individual, you take note of the ground in front of him. Not sure where it's coming from, but shimmering light seems to be dancing on the ground, almost like a shadow.
V will, does she recognize what that is, or is it completely new to her? This shimmery thing.
I would say that you've seen it twice in the last few hours.
Okay, is this going over my head? Am I missing something here?
Yes,
What?
but I won't help you.
Okay. Well, what did I see in the last... Where did I see this?
In your travels.
Okay. V will just say, what is your name?
Still no response.
Is this cloaked figure like facing her or
No.
away from her?
He has his back to you right now. He's facing the opposite wall.
She will just, she'll just grab his cloak, the hood of his cloak, and try and throw it down, take it off.
Okay. As you reach forward, grabbing on the back of the hood itself, ripping it down once again aggressively, you immediately take note of the stringy long hair that rests on either side. You can take note of the almost slick black hair itself,
Oh,
and a silvery, almost platinum glow that comes off of the back of the head.
Oh no, Rob, I'm so sorry. We're about to have some serious issues. V will just say, sicarius. She'll go around to the other side of him.
As you whip around to the front, standing now directly in front of him, you do see a now platinum version of Sicarius. His eyes closed almost in a meditation, with a large sword directly in front of him, almost in prayer.
I swear I didn't have anything to do with anything.
Why do they think that you did?
I don't know. Let's ask myself. And I'm going to go up to myself and touch myself on the shoulder.
Okay.
See what happens when I actually interact.
As soon as you walk over and grab the shoulder of the individual, once again, the amalgamation process starts all over. You watch as almost ink-like tendrils of yellow begin to pull itself directly into the silvery version of Sicarius. You see them now melding together as yellow Sicarius begins to disappear. And only platinum now kneels in front of you.
Can't wait for this. Hello.
Well, hello. Strange, I do not understand what I am in, how I got in this predicament.
Seems like everyone else thinks that you're a traitor.
A traitor? To who? I am no traitor to anybody.
Well, you don't. How do you know that if you don't even know how you got here?
Because I know myself.
I'd roll an
I would
insight
never
check, but it
betray
wouldn't
anybody. Excuse me, Greenmore?
help. I'd roll an insight check, but it wouldn't help.
Of course.
Sicarius, you do remember, and this is starting to get very strange for you at this point, as the memories seem to blur together. Multiple memories from multiple people all residing in a single individual. You do remember the moments of the more lustful Sicarius.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the short time as the happy Sicarius. All of their memories seem to bleed directly into you. You remember sitting in the cage cell. You remember battling the trees. But from the silver platinum Sicarius, you can't recall anything beyond being in the cell, on your knees.
No memory of how I got here.
As far as the memory of this is concerned, you've always been here, in this exact position, kneeling, remembering your tenants.
Okay.
Question for the DM.
Mm-hmm.
Cloak that he's wearing, is it familiar to me or not?
Yes. Although it is a relatively non-conspicuous cloak, a simple, I guess what you would describe as a leather cloak, but without a doubt, you would not forget this one.
Sicarius, why are you here in my nightmare dream thing? Why are you here in this cloak?
That is a very good question. I mean, I've been traveling with you guys since you first rescued me from the cage. Then we found another piece of me in Oksana's memory, and now we're finding me here. For all I know, I've been at this position for quite a while. I do not know why I'm here.
No, but
So maybe this is just another piece where we're all trying to fit everything together. How should I know?
I need to be right back. And V will just start walking and she'll say, Greenmore, lock him in.
I'm going to keep walking.
Oh, you, man.
Listen.
Sicarius,
Yes, V.
You stay here. I have some
What?
questions for the people who put you here. Don't you want to know why you're here?
Well, I can't help you if I'm standing here now, can I?
I think it would
Wouldn't
make
it be
you feel-
better if I keep joining you?
Absolutely not. It would be a lot better if you just stayed here for a minute when I spoke to someone. V will call out for Dracula.
Wait, are you really going to lock me up for no apparent reason?
To you, it's
Well-
no apparent reason. But to me, it could be everything. Why are you wearing that cloak, Sicarius?
Look down. Do I know why?
No?
How should I know it? Apparently, different parts of me that I keep merging has different things happening, so I can't know everything. This is a strange place, like Basil says.
No, don't bring
Maybe
me into
it's
this.
just- Maybe this is just something that is happening because they wanted to make you crazy. I don't know.
Yes, maybe the book is playing some kind of trick to turn us against each other.
Exactly.
It is a very good point, though, turning against one another. If you'll excuse me, Oksana, can I talk to you over here? Just
Sure.
gonna have a sidebar with Oksana, just be like, listen, if we had to pick sides here, I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel like we should stay on the same side. So who are you leaning more towards?
I don't know. I was thinking same thing. It's a difficult decision.
We
I
can flip
think
a coin.
How far away are you guys saying this?
So super within earshot. We are barely even turning our backs to you.
Yes, Sicarius, you would hear whispers with V still standing in front of you right now. The two of you slightly bickering back and forth. Go ahead and, if you want, make a perception check at disadvantage.
Oh, and another question: are the all movements and must be included still effect even in this new? Okay.
Oh, right. Thank you for the reminder.
Oh, right, yeah.
3%. So that's a 5.
5. Oh, while it's difficult to turn your attention towards the opposite conversation as V and you continue to battle wits back and forth. Greenmore, as you continue to have this conversation with Oksana, looking to your right-hand side, you do take note of the cargo that sits directly beside you. You've seen it many times before, and consider tensions are quite high at this point. What better than a few bottles of ale that sit in the crate directly beside you?
Yeah, see that?
See what, my friend?
There's ale over here. Maybe we just. I don't partake personally, but I have seen people get drunk before, and they
Well.
usually either end up fighting or not. But at the end of it, they're all kind of made up, right? So
Or maybe we can get them to tell their secrets and we can see which one is the good one, and then we will pick side.
Right
I
here.
like your idea. Hey, look what we found over here, guys.
Will you let me join you, or are you going to try to lock me up? I don't understand. I came down the hallway with you. I intend to go down the hallway with you as well.
Look, Sicarius beard. Shove it in his face.
As Greenmore begins to pass around these small wooden vessels that seem to be filled with ale.
Wait,
You take
you
a
want
moment.
A drink right now?
You take a moment to have a quick drink with your companions.
Oh.
So do you, Tristan.
Cheers. Listen, the only reason that I haven't killed you yet is because. Excuse you. Did you both? Were you saying excuse you?
I said, excuse me?
The only reason I said, and V will say it louder, the only reason I haven't killed you yet is because of the Sicarius that I once knew.
What do you
And this
mean
doesn't
once
make
new?
any
I am
sense.
still Sicarius.
You're missing parts of you.
And that's why we're here to help, go through all of your things because of the fact that you come to help rescue me, which I'm grateful for. But locking me up is not going to help achieve anything. Why would you all of a sudden turn on me like this? I do not understand.
Well, for one, my imaginary crew upstairs told me that you are the traitor, that they have captured you. Now I am here to question you, and you are wearing a cloak that I am very, very familiar with.
Then explain to me what this cloak means, because I do not understand.
Hold on, everybody. I think I have a wonderful plan. If you'll give me just a moment, and I'll take Oksana aside again. I need you to push V into the cage. Just trust me, I feel like this will work.
This is her worst fear. This is literally her worst fear.
If this goes badly, I'm going to tell them that you started it.
I'll take full responsibility.
Okay, you want me to do it now?
Yeah, do it now.
Okay.
And I'll be ready with my lockpicking tools to relock.
I can't look at both of you until we figure it out.
All right. For the sake of the moment, Oksana, go ahead and make an athletics check for me. Greenmore, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me.
Okay, so nothing. My attacks aren't at disadvantage or anything, right? Because this would be a check, so I'm good to go. That's gonna be.
Says attacks, yeah.
It's gonna be 11.
Okay.
21.
V, go ahead and make a strength saving throw at disadvantage.
Wow.
You never know.
Oh,
You never know.
I rolled 2 18s. I'm not even fucking kidding you.
Ooh.
Oh, wait. I do have a negative modifier. Hold on.
Like 17.
Okay, so 17. Yeah. Hey.
17. As Oksana tries to sneak up behind you, you immediately hear the creaking of the footsteps. You also hear the clicking of Greenmore's foot, now approaching quickly behind you. Glancing over your shoulder for a brief moment, you can see Oksana now coming up from behind you. She attempts to push you into the cell, but you're able to evade it as you spin around to her backside.
She's sweating profusely.
And you think
Gross.
I'm the traitor.
What are you doing? Oksana and Greenmore, what are you doing?
Hey, V. Did you
I
do
was
something new with your hair?
trying to give you a hug. You seem tense.
I'm going to say that V would know that is 100% not true, considering the contested role before.
I don't know. Why would she know that that's not true?
That's true. Make a
think we
deception
should
check
at least
for me.
roll for it.
Sure,
Deception
yeah.
against
Let's
insight
roll
here, I
for it.
feel like.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We do a lot more of those than grapple checks around here, folks.
All my checks are at disadvantage too, right?
I don't have checks at disadvantage. I have
It's
attacks
attacks.
at disadvantage.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote down.
V,
Yeah.
I don't remember what you had as a phobia.
You got a different poison, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's true.
I know
I
there's
rolled
a
an
thing
8.
about my turn ending and stuff like that.
I think it was that you can only use your bonus action.
You can roll at disadvantage if you want.
I don't
I feel
want
like
to.
should.
Hang on. Do you remember what phobia you had?
FOMO.
it's-
Didn't we all have FOMO?
You had
No,
you had
FOMO.
Sicarius had FOMO.
Okay.
Mine was like basically if somebody hit me before I took an action, I'd lose my entire turn. Also, if I miss, I lose the rest of my turn.
That'd be
Damn
one
it, I
horrible
really
fight.
wanted to lock them in a cage together. That would have been so good.
Now look what you did.
Oh yeah, you would fear of failure. Yeah, you can only succeed on things if being helped by a party member.
Right, that's it. Okay.
So would
So
she,
technically, yeah.
she would have failed the
She would have failed the strength check. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
So there you
I
go.
love rewinding.
Greenmore, there you go. You
Get in the
retcon it,
cage.
so time reverses all of a sudden thanks to the universe. As V gets pushed into the cell, Greenmore, you immediately lock the door behind him. You watch as V and Sicarius now rush to the doors itself in protest. as a little bit of a, I wouldn't say malicious smile crosses Greenmore's face. More proud
Cheeky?
than anything. Cheeky is a good word. Yeah.
Well,
And with that
now-
said, I think that's where we're going to take a short rest for the evening.
That's a good moment.
This is going so well.
It's working out perfectly, guys. So with that said, as always, we do take some questions on our break. We are going to be doing it this time. I know I asked you guys to hold off from last episode because we were on a little bit of a little bit of a time limit. But if you have any questions, throw them down in chat about myself, the campaign, the players, the universe, life, or anything inside of it. And we'll do our absolute best to answer. And yes, I do mean any question. I'm here to help the best that I possibly can. Justin Bieber pose. But with that said, guys, go ahead and go get your beers, your orange juices, your Bieber bits. Is that Tim Biebs coffee? I don't know. I can't remember what the hell it is. And we will be back after a very short rest. I'm sorry for hitting my mic. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this. We'll be right back, guys.
Me too.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. So I think we had a few questions during our chat. Let me just double check. DM Dave, what fact do you wish you never learned? Ooh, that's a loaded question, my friend. Probably that polar bears don't have genders at all. That was the weirdest thing. When I found out that they're like asexual, like worms, and they somehow procreate with themselves, that was probably the weirdest fact that I've ever learned that I wish I never knew.
I'm looking that up.
That's not true.
It's true. It's true. Look it up. Polar bears don't have genders or sexes or whatever you want to call them. There's just one thing. It's weird.
Look, if you're a polar bear, you can do whatever the hell you want, mate. Like,
it's true. It's true. You're like Prince in that regard. Next question up. How are all you wonderful people today? Ready for the holiday weekend? I think so. Maybe a little bit. Jess, that's 100% true. Don't listen to Jess.
Excuse me, I Googled it and I find nothing to support you.
Fake news.
You know some weird stuff about ants.
It's fake news. Okay, moving on. Quick question suggestion for Greenmore. There might be a second music box around since this is V's dream/memory. Thinking of grabbing it?
I don't like this at all.
That just became part of my plan. Thank you very much.
This is truly turning into a V's nightmare.
It literally, Dave probably didn't even plan this, but one of V's fear is being betrayed. And she's already been locked in a cell by her closest people in her life. And now one of them wants to steal from her. So it's great.
It's gonna be good.
Going
It's
good.
for your own good. Shut up.
We're being parented right now.
And that was all the questions that we had on our chat. Okay. So, back to our episode. V now being locked proper inside of the cell with Sicarius. The two of you attempt to protest for a short period, but to no avail.
Yeah. Listen, just relax. All right. I know all about this kind of stuff. I talked with Maggie and Carlos about it. They call it overexposure therapy. Now, you two are gonna sit in there and you're just gonna talk out your problems like adults, and you'll be all the better
no
for
problems
it.
to talk about. I am not the one that's overreacting.
It's
Please,
between
open
you
the
two,
gate.
all right? It ain't even my deal. So here's the thing: we're gonna go.
You're not going to
Get-
leave us here.
No, wait, just for a moment. We're gonna go. We're gonna do some detective work on our side, see if we can suss out what's going on here. And
Greenmore.
What do you
Say
think is
quietly.
going to happen to you once you walk out of here knowing that you locked up their captain?
well, that's why we have Basil. He's really good with words.
You think
I'm
this
sorry,
is
what?
a good idea to leave them unsupervised?
I'll
Look
say
at them. They've been through, well, just as we all have been. They've been through a lot together. I think it's gonna be
I
fine.
don't
This will
know.
be good. It's called overexposure therapy, or I can't remember. She might have called it Stockholm syndrome. I don't remember. But oh wait, no, Stockholm syndrome is why we're gonna be okay, because they're going to fall in love with their captors. It happens all the time. And I've read it in books and stuff. And so they'll love us more for what we're doing, and they'll learn to love each other because of being overexposed. And Basil, what we're going to do is we're going to go out there and say that we need to get the captain's quarters ready or something along those lines and go check that out. So I think that's a good place for us to start our investigation. Who's with you?
Okay, I can see where you're going with this. Are you
You're on
sure they're
board.
not
I
going
can
to-
tell you're on board. This is why I like Basil.
I didn't say that. I just mean it looks like V is going to murder Sicarius when we leave.
You're absolutely right. V, you should hand us over your sword. Just in case.
That's not what I
That's not
meant.
what you're
Look, I think perhaps, much like putting two opposing forces together to try and get them to sort each other out might be a fine idea for perhaps children.
Right,
But for armed adults dealing with nightmare trauma, probably not the most suitable.
I'm hearing that you're on board, but that you want to take your own swing at things. So you're going to be in charge of talking to the crew, because we got to figure out what's going on. We are still in the nightmare world. I get that. So let's all of us.
That's true.
Oksana, you know, you have FOMO, so you have to come with us because you want to be a part of these activities anyway. We're going to go suss everything out. Let's give them a quick moment.
Okay.
We don't have to leave them overnight or anything. Unless
We
we want
will interrupt and just look at Basil and say, Basil,
Don't. No. Please.
let me out of here right now.
Oh, you see, the thing about that is Basil's not very good with locks, and I'm pretty quick. And he's going to run upstairs.
Wait for me! I want to come wherever you're going.
All right. That is also a point. Also, I mean, just between us, I mean, do you want them talking to the crew? Listen, the only way is through, and I'm going to run. I don't like confrontation. I'm so sorry. Please don't hate me.
All right. As Basil runs after the now running Oksana and Greenmore, the two of you remain in the cells.
I am sorry to split this into three.
Oh, it's fine. It's not like I had to worry about 3 split party. Fantastic. Fuck.
So sorry.
Yeah, someone clipped that. We broke him.
You know what? Screw you guys. Tristan.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
You deserve that.
Fair.
As Nick opens the door, you hear a soft melody playing in the background. The 3 of you now entering into the tavern proper. You see a few individuals, very sparse in the amount, that seem to be sitting at the tables. A few of them look over to you, giving you a glance as you walk in. Give me an insight check.
Oh, 21.
21. As you make eye contact with a few of these individuals, they give a bit of a glance of foreboding. That is foreboding. You can tell just by the glances on their faces that they're not impressed that you're here in any way, before turning back to the activities they were doing before you walked in. At the other end of the bar, you see a human man, relatively port. You can see that most of his hairline has receded backwards, and it has now been slicked back, being held back with gel, oils, not sure at this point. He gives you a bit of a stink eye, if you will, as you approach. He continues, though, to clean off the bar rail. Sorry, folks, we're closed for the evening. Nick, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Nick speaks up at this point. We're just looking for a quick drink. The bartender kind of sighs for a moment before gesturing to the seats at the bar rail. The three of you now taking a seat. Go ahead.
No, I said I would go ahead and take a seat.
Okay. Sitting down at the bar, the bartender now pours all three of you a drink. Just a quick one before we head out for the evening. I was wondering if we could ask a few questions. Bartender gives a glance before telling you all, that's 20 copper pieces. Before he makes his way to the other side of the bar rail, beginning to do what looks to be inventory. Well, I'm not sure what we should do from here. From my count, there's about 5 of them. Not including the bartender, that is. Tinsley speaks up again. We can take them. We can take them, no problem. Nick once again looks towards Tristan. What do you think, kid?
Well, I think we have a fair chance of taking them. I wish there would be a way easier to go around this, but 3 a.m. Any one of us moving would be suspicious anyway. So maybe let's wait until the bartender comes back and take him out first.
So you're thinking guns blazing?
Let's go guns blazing.
All right. I can get behind that. The three of you sit and continue to enjoy your drinks. However, the bartender slowly makes his way back over towards you. Anything I can get you for the evening before you leave?
Actually, here's your money. And I will hand him the 1 silver, which I will put in his hand and try to hold his hand at the same time.
Okay. As you reach to you hold out the coins towards his hand as he grasps onto him. What are you doing?
I want to cast Inflict Wounds as I hold his hand.
Okay. What is that? Is that a save?
No, it's a touch.
It's just
That's
automatically inflicted?
No, basically, normally it's a touch thing. That's why I want you to be holding his hand. So I'm guessing if I hold his hand, I don't have to roll for it. I don't know. No, normally it's just like a. Well,
inflict wounds is a first level spell. You're doing it at first level?
Yes.
Okay. I believe there might be a con save behind it. You might want to double check that.
No. Make a melee spell attack against a creature you can reach.
Should be attack roll.
It's a touch attack.
Yeah. So I rolled 16 that I rolled. I don't know.
16 would absolutely pass. As you grasp onto the individual's hand, you let loose the necrotic energy through your hand into the coins. You can see him kind of tense up for a moment. Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
That's 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. Jesus Christ. The bartender letting out a loud scream at this point. You watch as Nick and Tinsley now jumping up to their feet. The other patrons around the bar also jumping up as well. You see as they reach underneath the tables, they seem to pull out what you would recognize out of game as almost like a jackhammer of sorts. A very long tubular type mechanical device without a pick at the end. The tip is completely broken off. As you can see, there's just seems to be a small hole as they hold each of them up to you. You hear a strange noise as each one of these strange mechanical devices warm up.
All right, I will jump behind the bar.
Okay, the three of you immediately taking note, you jump over to the other side of the bar as the bartender falls down in pain. Now hiding behind the bar, you hear one individual yell out, "There's nowhere you can goes." With that said, Greenmore, you rush up back to the top of the deck. And for a moment, as you push the doorward open, this doesn't seem to be the same place that you had left before. The sky looks grayer, almost like it's in overcast. You can feel the ship still moving, the propellers still spinning at the front as the two magical sail-like wings continue to spread upward and downward on either side. But no other noises. And no other crew members. As Oksana and Basil run up behind you, you also take note of the same surroundings. Almost like that of a ghost ship.
Maybe the rest of it does not exist without her.
Maybe. This is all part of my plan. This is...
I don't know. Greenmore, you wanted to talk to crew members. There is nobody here.
Maybe they're in the mess hall. You know, it's probably dinner time, right, Basil?
Look, I don't think that this is as simple as them being here or not. We are proceeding forward through the fears that V is dealing with right now. Something has happened, and things are changing. It's getting darker, much like when Oksana's dream began with us having some rest and respite before taking its horrible twist. I'm afraid that we are only just heading into the storm. Its eerie silence before something terrible. I think for now we should split up and search the deck. We'll get you there. I think we should search the deck. Oksana, could you search the forward of the ship, and I shall search the aft. And Greenmore, if you don't mind, the rigging as well. If we can make sure that at least from here we can get our bearings, we should be able to at least know what might come next.
Right. I don't want to go anywhere by myself. I want to be surrounded by everybody right now for reasons I cannot explain.
All right, to be perfectly honest, she could come with me because I'm not crazy about heights.
Okay, well, how about the two of you search the rigging and I'll search the deck?
Sounds great.
Okay, me and my
This is still my plan, just so everyone knows.
Yes, and it is a good plan. But do be careful. I don't know what happens if we fall off this ship. If this ship is the construct of V's nightmare, then there may simply be nothing overboard, and I don't want to think about falling into an eternal oblivion, so let's avoid doing this.
He's
All right.
already started
What?
climbing up the rigging, and you just hear, "It's okay. I've already floated in a never-ending sea before. Remember?"
Yep. You're not gonna let me live that down anytime soon, are you? All right.
Greenmore,
all
as
right, I'm going to check the helm.
sure. And Oksana, where are you checking?
I'm following Greenmore because she has FOMO, so she doesn't want to be alone.
Okay.
Pushing my butt up.
Okay. Greenmore and Oksana, as you begin to climb up the net-like ropes that attach to the main sails, you continue to climb, noting some of the crow's nests that rest on top of the large sails that sit at the front center mast. Greenmore, as you finally make it to the top, you get a bird's eye view over top of the entire ship. There doesn't seem to be a soul in sight.
I'll throw up.
All right. You throw up.
It's okay, little one. Deep breaths, deep breaths.
Oksana, make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Great. $15.
15. You can see the familiar signs of Greenmore being sick to his stomach and are able to dodge out of the way just in case before the acidic stomach. Actually, never mind. Basil. As you search the helm, again, looking through all of the large crates that are set up around the deck of the ship, you don't seem to see any individuals. Continue your search for a short period of time, but come up with nothing.
Anything down
What
there?
happened? No, anything up there?
Not a damn thing.
Greenmore.
Last place I can think to check is maybe the captain's cabin, but outside of that, maybe this wasn't a very good plan. Basil, why did you do this?
Well, you've got to... No, I'm not even going to bother. I'll go check the captain's quarters. You take your time, come down safely.
I'll take my time.
And watch out
Why
for
don't
flying
you
dogs.
hang on to me, little man?
That makes me a little more comfortable, thank you. You will latch onto her like a koala.
As we're heading down, I want to say,
Greenmore, you know I have full faith in you always, but I don't know about this plan. I am concerned for Sicarius and V.
Yeah, and looking back, I don't even know if Maggie and Carlos ever said that overexposure therapy actually worked. For all I know, it was just a hoax.
Let's go back.
I may
I
have
think
goofed.
she's going to be pretty pissed. I like this spicy version of her, but I don't know if it is directed at us.
Well, I figure even if this didn't work, I figure spreading the hate around amongst all of us will help take it off Sicarius, and maybe overall that'll be a better situation for us all to be in.
Oh, you are playing numbers game, I see.
Yes, it's a plan within a plan, as it were.
Okay, well, let's see what happens when we get down. Hold on.
Okay. As you lower yourself down, you meet up once again with Basil at the center mast of the deck. Where are you going from here? Are you going back downstairs?
wait for Basil.
I'm gonna check the captain's quarters super quick,
Okay.
and then back.
You spend a short period of time looking around for the captain's deck, finally finding it, again, opening the door. Not a soul to be found.
Does anything look out of place or bizarre in any way?
Other than the fact that the ship is still running completely on its own? No?
And it's not like, I mean, I know this is, you would have mentioned, but it's not like we're careening towards like a reef or things. We're just sailing in the vast, as it were.
So this is an airship. So you're gingerly floating along amongst the clouds.
Sky reef.
Sky reef.
Oh yeah, the classic sky reefs. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Bobby.
You see the sky whales. Okay. Yeah, all those things.
Yeah, they're perfect. All right. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll meet up with the others. All right. Well, it doesn't seem like there's anything up here. I suppose we should go down and see how the two of them are doing.
Yeah, Basil, maybe offer a massage or something. I don't know. You really goofed up with this one. Just gonna look downstairs.
I look at Oksana and there's just babbling coming from Basil.
Okay.
We will figure it out.
Making your way back downstairs, you once again find yourselves in front of the cell that you've locked V and Sicarius in. Neither of them seem to be talking to one another at this point, just giving dagger eyes towards all of you.
I can see that this has worked perfectly, that everyone is all the better for it. I'm going to unlock the cage now, and I ask only that you don't stab me in the face. Unlock the cage. Also, a point worth noting, your crew is completely gone, and I don't know what's happening anymore. I've lost complete control of this situation. You remember when I was telling you that not everyone's made out to be leaders?
Mm-hmm.
I discovered something about myself today. As he's just like finagling with the lock, like getting it unlocked.
Finally,
Also,
hearing the clock or the lock click once again, V and Sicarius, you are both free.
No hard feelings? And he just like
No hard
holds
feelings.
out a
You
one
locked
arm
us
like
in a cage. And
Yes,
V,
imagine a person who struggles with vulnerability is finally being vulnerable with those closest to her, and then they betray her right in front of her very eyes for no particular reason.
A very strong word.
It is strong word. It is strong word.
I did what I thought would be truly best for the group, for this little family.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for showing me who you are, Greenmore. It's nice to meet you.
His ears just sort of perk down. Like he knows he's in trouble.
look, don't
Sinks his-
forget you were
his
trying
V-neck
to lock
into his
me
chest.
up as well, V. If I was this traitor you were talking about, wouldn't they have recognized me on top of the deck before we came down here when we first arrived?
Who?
Your crew. I was standing with you outside of this cage before we met this version of me, correct? Nobody recognized me as the traitor, did they not? So
No.
it is plausible to think that this version of me just took over whatever entity was supposed to already be here. Do I not make some sense to this
You do.
crazy world that we're in right now?
You do.
Because
have
they
to forgive
guided us
me.
here, did they not?
You'll have to forgive me if I don't 100% trust you. Because the person...
What have I possibly have done to lose your trust in the last 2 hours?
I don't know what this world is doing, but it put you in that cloak for a reason. And I don't know what the reason is.
Obviously to separate us and cause conflict. What else could it be?
I mean, one theory is that the person who wore that cloak in my life, in my real life, I didn't recognize as a traitor either.
So what does this cloak represent to you? Why does it offend you so much?
The person
Help
who
me
is...
understand where you're coming from so I don't take this as a betrayal as like you took to the rest of them locking us up.
The person who wore that cloak in my real life, I killed him for a good reason. I threw him overboard. But it was too late. He pretended to be somebody that was a contact of mine that I deeply trusted. He was not, and I couldn't recognize it in the moment. I was ferrying a person, a nice lady, and he was there escorting. And it became very clear that he was there to end the mission. So I killed him first. But it was too late. Whoever leaked the information, leaked where we were, and they shot the ship down out of the sky. And just before we were shot down, the lady, the very nice lady that I was ferrying, was begging me to take care of her daughter because she knew something was going to go wrong, and I assured her. I said, no, don't worry, I took care of him. It's all over now. And then we were shot out of the sky together, and she died. So he is the person who started that. He is connected to this leak, to this mole. And he left a young girl alone on the streets because he killed her mother. He helped kill her mother.
Perhaps, V, this is your test. To trust your ultimate betrayer.
That sounds like a horrible idea.
This is what the book is asking you to do. Because the betrayer, it seems, is sicarius, or, is some kind of trick.
But I have no memory of a ship.
Well,
No, I don't mean that it's actually you. The book is making it seem like it is you. So you are this betrayer, this horrible person.
It's symbolism, I think.
Yes.
Sorry, I'll shut up. She goes and just grabs some more beers from the crate and just gingerly puts it in front of the Sicarius. Bows.
I think Oksana is. I definitely think Oksana is onto something in this regard, but I would remind everyone here that everything here is fabrication, not real, merely a pathway, as there is no directions in this place. These nightmares, these feelings of betrayal, and of course the dredging up of old memories, are what the book is doing. As far as how to get through it, Oksana, maybe rebuffing these nightmares is the way to move forward. Or perhaps embracing them, as you did with yours and as Greenmore did with theirs. This may simply be how to... And he looks really apologetically at V. This may be simply how we push through to get to the other side. As much as this sicarius... The fear of the unknown is a great fear, sicarius, and with magenta sicarius and with golden sicarius, there was a certain amount of transparency about them, their behaviors, whereas this new one has a variety of different unknowns. The only known we have is the fact that you're wearing a shirt symbolic of a trauma, treacherous trauma from V's past. I don't entirely agree with Greenmore's methods, but at the same time, it yielded results. Those
Good
results
point.
being...
Shuts up again.
And those results being is that whether or not this may symbolize something in the real sicarius, this sicarius is in just as much danger as the rest of us. Whether or not you may be some form of deeper treachery within the sicarius that we knew, or whether you are simply an unwitting pawn done by the book, we will not be able to say. But unless we work together and stand as one, as a tribe, this book will tear us apart and leave anyone who does not manage to get through it to ruin.
Well, it
I
seems
will not see that happen.
tearing people apart is not really our problem. And she points at Sicarius and herself.
Obviously, I've been literally pulling her apart. But V, knowing me from what you know, can we work through this together? Or will you always look at me with distrust now?
I wouldn't say always. I think just until we're out of my section. But for now, I won't kill you. How about that?
Fair enough. I could live with that.
As
All right,
Sicarius
it
says this, and as you find a mutual understanding, you watch as the robe or cloak he was wearing vanishes.
Hey, see? I told you. It is symbol.
My
Uh-huh.
plan worked as intended, and here we are. You're welcome.
I'll high five Greenmore.
Well done, friend.
I'm
He
sure
looks
there are
terrified
other
of-
ways that
of
you
V
could
right
have
now.
handled that.
Sorry, what did you just say? I didn't hear
He
you.
just looks terrified of V right now.
Oh yeah.
Still
Yeah,
very
V-
unsure of himself.
He is still shooting daggers. She's visibly pissed off. Well, you said the crew was missing. I suppose we should. Feels like that's the place to go.
I think I don't know. I'm confused. I think if we go up with you, we will see them again. This is my theory.
I have a different theory, and I just want us to be prepared just in case. I hope it is what you suggest, Oksana. But V, you said something that kind of put pause on me, which was the fact that the ship, from your memories, was shot down and crashed.
No, not this ship.
Not
Well,
this
not
ship.
the ship. Oh, okay.
Not
Oh,
the
thank
ship.
goodness. All right,
Another ship.
all right, that's fine. I was just worried we were going to go up there and be plummeting to our death.
Even if we are, it's fine. I survived. So you
How
all
did you
survive.
How did you know about this traitor in the first place? How did you find them out?
I didn't. The fact that this man in the cloak tried to murder me was very clear indication that he was not the person that I was corresponding with to facilitate all of these transfers, whatever you want to call them. I have someone on the inside. This person pretended to be that person.
And you never got a good look at them.
The man that I killed. Yes.
So you would know it wasn't me then, correct?
Correct.
So why was there doubt in the first place?
Because I don't know what this place is trying to do.
But like Basil says, we shall work together and we will figure this out. We'll help whatever you need to move on from this place and come peace up with it. Plus, I'd
Is
like
there-
to be whole once again too.
I think we would all love to see that for you. Is there anything else in this area? V looking around.
Cheers. He'll just hold up the beer so he's been passed.
By the way, Sicarius isn't happy with you either, Greenmore.
I'm well aware. Everyone was getting a little
Basil
too
takes the
chubby
beer
with
and
old
puts it down.
Greenmore.
I'll drink.
This is not the time for a celebration.
V,
Yeah.
as you begin to look around, there doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary.
Now just hear me out on this one.
I kind of don't want to. And V will start to walk up to the deck.
Real mad, huh, Oxy?
And
don't let her-
Sicarius will fall.
as
she
she
doesn't.
passes by Basil, she'll just sort of like lean in and talk a little quieter, and she'll say, "Trust is such a funny thing. So hard to be earned, yet so easy to be broken." And she'll keep walking.
Oksana will say to Greenmore,
Don't worry, she gets hoity-toity. She likes the drama. She'll get over it.
I was just gonna suggest that we take a nap because I'm hurt to fucking hell right now. Just trying to stand up is hard enough, you know. Let alone come up with amazing plans that work, but get your friends mad at you.
Don't worry. You thought for the best. She will see it the way it is one day. So will Sicarius. I would like to have nap too. I'm not feeling good myself. You want to go to sleep?
Yeah, yeah, I really do.
You guys are the worst party ever. You lock me away to cell. She leaves and you say, oh, well, it could be a battle up there. Let's just nap and let
There's
her
no one
deal
out
with
there.
it.
Listen,
Wow.
we can't win the battle on
Also,
4 hit
we're
points.
just staying in character with our dumb selves. Okay? with the Shaggy and the Scooby-Doo of the bunch, all right?
God.
We're just looking for a place to eat.
Yeah.
I walked out with you.
Look,
I wasn't sticking around to hear another plan.
Oh, shit.
Let's see, y'all are bonding.
Yeah, Basil will take a long pause before heading up. That is all.
Okay. Oksana and Greenmore, are you staying under the deck?
I have 4 hit points.
Oh yeah,
guys.
we're sleeping in
What
that
the fuck
cage.
are you guys doing?
Sleeping in that cage for sure.
Wow.
Okay, you want to snuggle?
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to be up on that deck. I could roll off the side. You never know.
Why don't we try to
I'm not gonna
convince
lie,
them
you
to
guys-
rest? You want to try?
I will try. I'm just real cranky right now.
You know,
You
you know we have 2
guys-
healers in our party, right? You know there are 2 healers.
You don't have any
Yeah,
spells.
but you guys
left.
are like, aren't you all out of spell slots? You
You're
were
all
saying that you
hurt.
don't have any.
I got one left.
Yeah. We're too hurt for that to do shit right
We're
now.
too
I
hurt
feel
for a
like.
battle. Yeah, I
Which I'm
agree.
going to use on myself anyway. It don't matter.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking take care of
And
ourselves.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like you guys pulled a lot of weight the last fight, so I feel like it'd be really rude of me to turn around and say, "Yeah, I could use a nap."
Fair point.
Hello? Please stop going upstairs. Can we rest for a little bit? I took big beating in last battle. I need to regain my strength. I don't know if any of you feel the same way.
Okay. I'm assuming that V is not listening at this point.
V will stop. And she'll come back down and say, fine.
Great! I'll get a beer and I'll find like a sack of hay.
Okay.
V will go into one of the other, the other cells or whatever and sit down and wait.
So let me get this straight. You guys want to take a long rest.
Oh, it's going to go horribly wrong. She knows. But for whatever reason, it's better to be all together when shit goes south. And we can try and take a rest all you guys want. At least we won't be separated.
Why does that seem like a crazy idea, though?
It's not a crazy
There's
idea.
no one on the ship right now.
Don't
As
you
we've
find
already
that concerning?
very thoroughly scouted out.
So, aren't you guys in a nightmare? I think sleeping in a
Yeah, I was
nightmare
gonna
that's
say.
a good idea.
I feel like I've been banging that drum, Tristan, since like we got here.
I
right?
have
Like I've been.
hell.
We already
are in
slept.
the
We
nightmare
slept.
world.
We slept in
You
the
have
nightmare
not
world
slept.
already.
You have.
Yeah, we
We
did.
had
We
the
slept
feeling
in the
of-
forest.
Oh, that's true.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We
Okay,
did
what's up
sleep.
before?
Yes.
Then we had that big battle.
Yeah, after.
Yeah, so everyone is wrong but us.
Yeah.
Again.
Okay.
Well,
Let's
as
see
a
what I
precaution, I'm just going to use my last healing spell on myself here.
All right.
All right.
You
I'm gonna
guys-
stay close to the stairs and stay on watch.
Brave of you.
Yep.
All right. If you guys are taking a long rest, you proceed to spend the next 8 hours in the ship deck.
God.
Do we get a long rest though?
You realize we're giving him 2 weeks to plan for this, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
You can absolutely go ahead and do that.
How about a short rest?
I could.
Okay, you guys got to tell me what you're doing.
Why
Well,
don't we?
You're kind of
rest?
making me think that it should be a short rest because you're being very foreboding.
Well, we're in a fucking nightmare.
We were in a nightmare already.
That is
Your
already.
nightmare was
that
so
ship has already
lovely.
sailed.
Everyone was like, "Oh, stay here, rest up. Here, people are fucking disappeared off the ship. The skies
Yeah,
are gray."
but
Crazy.
we don't know if that's why they're disappearing. Oksana's assuming they're disappearing because we're not with you to experience the world through. So I don't know. To
Why
me,
not
it
go
doesn't-
out to the deck with her and find out if that's still true?
Because I have 4 hit points. That's why. Because I have 4. Either way, I'm fucked.
Let's take a short rest. How about that
All right.
instead of 8 hours? Because to be honest, to be fair, I'll say, I don't have any faith that if we fall asleep here for 8 hours, I feel like we're all gonna die.
We're all going to die anyway. It seems.
Oh, yeah, that's-
I mean, right now.
I'd rather die on my feet than on my back.
Speak for
I'd rather
yourself.
not die. Basil likes life.
All right, short rest, group.
I
Short
don't know,
rest
man.
is
That's not
proper.
gonna help me
I
that
don't
much.
think it would be
Okay.
wise to sit down here for 8 hours.
What do you mean it's not gonna help you? Give you all your HP back.
Yeah.
You can roll
Really?
your
It
hit
doesn't
die.
say that.
Short rest does.
Short rest
So-
gives you
Well,
For-
you have to
Hit
roll
dice
your
back.
hit die.
Yeah, so you
Oh.
have a certain amount of hit die equal to that of your level right now. If you look within your, I think on D&D Beyond, don't know where it is. Hold on.
when you click short
Oh, I
rest,
can see it.
Yeah,
I
it's
can
right
see
under-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can burn as many as your hit die as you want, specifically to regain your health on a short rest.
Okay.
So if it
Okay.
says 1d8 plus 2, total of 3, I can do 3 d8s and add 6.
Correct.
Correct.
gives
Okay.
you those little slots.
Instead, I'd like to spend my time looking for that second. I'm
That-
just
Oh
kidding.
my
I
I'm
was
just
about to say,
kidding.
if you're actively doing something, then yeah, no, you don't get any hit points back.
I see you guys all rolling on D&D Beyond like you successfly got through this short rest
Hold
already.
Yep.
You're all
It's been done. Too
I'm
late.
just prepared.
Nailed it.
uh-huh.
Freaking win.
Okay.
Ah, what a good short rest.
I don't think I'm doing this right. I'm just gonna do it manually.
So Dave, are we rolling
able to
full
do a
short
short
rest?
rest?
Yeah.
I will say, for the sake of an hour, you can have a short rest. We'll say, in terms of the narrative perspective, is that you guys have wasted enough time downstairs in the cargo where it equals up to an hour.
Okay.
I think I'm good.
Sorry, Dave. I'm just not that foolhardy. Not willing to rush out to
Listen,
the unknown
this is your guys'
abyss.
game, not mine. I mean, you
With
guys
6
do.
HP.
You literally tell me what you want to do, and I'll figure it out from there. If you want to take a long
Be in the
rest,
cage again.
then you can go ahead and take a
Oh,
long
see that-
rest. I have no issues with that.
While V is taking her short rest, I'm going to lock her.
Oh my
You
God.
stay there until you stop being mean to me.
Stop locking her up.
Greenmore's doubling down.
Okay, so for the sake of the narrative, during this time period while you've been in the cargo, I'll say that you guys have had the equivalent time of short rest, of downtime.
All right.
Cool. So we're not skipping any beat.
No, we're just
we're
we're
pushing
just
on.
we're
Okay,
just
let's go.
doing whatever you guys want to do beyond there. But assume
All
that
right,
you've
so V
had the
goes
time to have a short rest.
V goes up
Okay.
onto the deck.
Sicarius will follow.
As will Basil.
Okay. As you all make your way up, I'm assuming all, Oksana, Greenmore looking in your direction.
Yeah, we have a little sidebar, and then we take
Okay, fair enough.
We could take a second short rest, they think.
I'm not done. No, I'm joking.
Oh. There's going to be rocks in these clouds real soon.
I know.
No, she follows. She follows.
As V leads you up back to the deck proper, opening up the door, V, you're immediately met with the sight of all of the crew member.
So
As they
glad
all
we didn't
stand perfectly still, lined up, almost in a military-like formation. None of them moving. They seem to be parted on either side of the deck. And as you begin to walk forward to look at all of them seem to have a very vague look on their face. Each one of them, their faces have all grown pale as they stare off into the distance. You wave your hand in front of them to no avail. As you do, you take note of a few of the crew members, each of them having mortal wounds. One, a gash across their neck. Another, you see a large blackened spot right around their heart. All of their faces pale white. As you continue down the line, looking at each, none of them changing their movement. Directly at the helm, see once again a cloaked figure, now facing you, with a robe over top of their head.
We will draw our sword, look back at Sicarius, and make sure he's behind her.
I'm right here.
Just checking.
I'll draw my sword too as a way of,
She'll approach, say, "Hello."
As you approach, you come within 15 feet of the individual. Before drawing your sword and making your presence known. As you say hello to the individual, they look up, peeling back the hood of the cloak. Immediately you recognize Karina in front of you. Her face badly injured, pale white as well. You let me die.
V will sheath her sword. I'm sorry. I tried everything I could.
You should have known.
You're right. I should have.
And you deserve the punishment as well. She begins to take a large breath in. As she does, you watch as her face begins to be sunken in, a pale, pale white at this point, to the point of where you can see the bones. As she lets out a horrible wail in front of her. As the cloak disappears, you watch as almost a dress begins to drape over her sides. You can see the tattered look on it all. As she begins to take to the skies, levitating directly in front of you. And I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative for me as I try and run combat with a whole lot of fucking people.
A whole lot of people.
I.e., I need Tristan to roll initiative for me as well.
Oh, oh,
Okay.
my God.
Right,
Let's
all
see
attacks at
if I
disadvantage,
can run combat.
Last time
With-
we did this,
I was gonna say, I love watching Dave step into the ring. Like, let's go. I'm a TPK these guys.
Oh, wow.
Don't worry, Swiss. I'm not near you this time.
Yeah, that's right.
Dave, you got this. You got
Dave.
We have a map or no? Okay. Good idea
Okay.
for that short rest.
Let's go ahead and start
Yeah,
at the very
you're
top, Sicarius.
I got an 18.
18, very good. Oksana, I see you got 11, Greenmore.
feeling very unsure of himself with everyone being mad at him, he rolled a nat 1 for a total of 4.
GG.
That's my third nat 1 tonight.
You're rolling great tonight, bud. V?
V appropriately rolled a 7.
7, and Tristan,
14.
14. All right. Let's do this the best that we can. Sicarius.
Yeah.
Immediately taking note of the woman in white now flying up, levitating above the deck. She's about 15 feet high and roughly about 20 feet in front of you. You can see that she continues to let out a horrible moaning noise. A very strange wail, to say the least. What would you like to do? Go ahead and describe your turn for us. And Tristan, you are on deck.
So if he's 15 feet high, Sicarius will pull his sword, look over to B and be like, I will earn my trust if it's the last thing I do. And he's just going to hold his action, so because I can't reach that high. So if the creature comes anywhere near me or V, I will take my reaction to attack.
Okay, fair
And
enough.
I will just ready myself.
Okay. Tristan, as you hide behind the bar with Tinsley and Nick, you hear the bursts of strange noises above you. Very much like a cannon shot. However, as each of them hit the wall directly behind you, in front of you right now, as your back is to the bar rail, you watch as a number of effects splash off against the wall. You see a burst of fire, a splash of acid against the wall. And you guys are all under cover, so you hear a volley of what you would consider spells being smashed against the wall. You watch a few of the glasses against the back wall now shatter as the spells hit them. As Sicarius, you approach the woman in white, now floating directly in front of you. I need you and V to both make Constitution saving throws for me.
Okay.
Oh,
12.
no, 11.
Greenmore, Oksana, and Basil, you all watch as the woman in white lets out a horrible wail that seems to reverberate all around you. You watch as Sicarius and V both kind of throw their heads back for a moment as they both drop directly beside you, or in front of you. You're both at 0 hit points. Tristan.
I'm sorry, what?
This happens all the time.
Tristan, you are up. Basil, you are on deck. Tristan, go ahead and describe your turn for me. You are now seated behind the bar. A few volleys of spells being splashed up against the wall directly in front of you. Glasses now shattered down directly in front of you as you hear a slowing of the spell shots from directly behind you. What do you do?
Well, as in any good Western, I would like stand out behind the bar and cast a tombstone at one of the guys.
Okay, as you peep up from behind the bar, you can see now there's 3 individuals holding these strange cannon-like weapons, including, well, no, the bartender's down directly beside you. What would you like to do?
I will cast one of my tombstones. one of the guys. Let's say the one on the left.
Okay. We'll say this is number 3. Or number A. How about that?
Hey.
Number 8.
That's a 13 to hit.
13 absolutely hits. Describe how you're hitting them.
I mean, I guess I would like throw the tombstone directly in their chest, try to knock them off their feet or something like that.
Okay. As you reach out in front of you, you watch as from the ground, the tombstone, the rocks now appear almost ethereal as they begin to form the tombstone directly in front of them. Waving your hands over top of it to combine the pieces of stone, you let it loose directly in front of you. You watch as it flies towards one of the bandits, hitting it directly in the chest. Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
That's 11 points of damage.
Okay.
I will duck back down afterwards.
Okay. You take a moment to watch as the impact hits him directly in the chest. You hear a loud moan and the sound of bones, ribs cracking within the individual's chest. You watch as he drops the cannon down to his side, as he grabs from either side, as he falls down over, splatting off to the side. You're ducking down below?
Yep.
Okay. One of the bandits is now unconscious. Basil, you are up. Oksana, you're on deck. Basil, go ahead and describe your turn for us.
After a moment of absolute just shock of what had happened, so it's only out of all of the people who are on deck, like these pale-faced people, it's only the one in the white dress who is like sort of, or the one that's floating up in the air. That's the only one that's actively moving and doing stuff
so far.
I don't like how you said that. All right. Is there any kind of recall knowledge to try and figure out what this thing is?
You can go ahead and make an, for you, history check.
That is a 19 on my history check.
A 19. You being familiar with the Book of Nightmares that you hold in your possession, you've both experienced and seen this creature before. You would know immediately, based on the wails, that this is in fact a banshee.
Okay. How do I kill one? And if I could figure out a way to kill one with the flute, that would be even better.
Throw the flute at it.
From your knowledge, you know that they're not necessarily a strong creature. They are very finicky and elusive is the best way to put it. However, not that intelligent or wise, to say the least.
Okay.
And that's the absolute most I can give you on a 19.
No, that's fine. All right, this thing is not as strong as it appears. Its supernatural powers are great here, but with enough force, you can take it down. I'll see what I can do about the others. Oh, Oksana, Greenmore, please. And I'm going to grab the both of them, both V and Sicarius, and pull them just like sort of into cover, basically.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
That is a 16.
16. I will say that you can grab onto both of them, pulling them back. However, the sheer size of the both of them and your overall strength, you would probably only get about half your movement speed.
That's fine. Is there like cover behind anything within the 15-foot area around me?
High or low for your benefit.
Preferably cover if the ones that aren't moving start to move.
High or low for your benefit.
Always high, man. Let's go high.
you find a small cargo crate that would easily hide the two individuals from the banshee. However, the other statues that seem to be standing there right now would be within range.
All right, I'm gonna put. Okay, I'll risk it. I'm gonna move them both to the cargo box, and try to load them in for the time being.
Okay. As you
Mostly
attempt
because I know
to,
that these are both our healers.
okay, fair enough. As you try and shove them into the boxes, or you spend the remainder of your turn trying to shove them into the
that'll be my
boxes.
whole turn.
Fantastic. All right, Oksana, you are up. Go ahead and describe your turn for us. V, you're on deck.
Death saving throw. Oksana will, watching both of her companions go down, immediately go into a rage, and then she's going to, with her like signature bear growl, pick up a javelin, and then I'm gonna see if I can I rotate around her so that if I throw the javelin, it doesn't go over the edge, it lands somewhere on board?
Yeah, you can use your movement speed to try and position it away from there.
I don't want to run out. Okay,
I will
so
say
I'll
this
do
though:
that.
if you roll a natural 1, I'm not responsible for
No,
what
that's fair, that's
or
fair,
who
yeah,
you
yeah.
hit.
Oh, be careful where you throw that thing, man.
Well, they're in boxes, right? They're being put in boxes.
What?
Mm-hmm. They sure are.
Okay.
We already put them in
Alright.
coffins now?
Are they?
Alright.
I mean, are they?
I thought Basil just pulled us away, like out of range. Am I wrong?
He's trying to put you into the boxes right now, or at least give you full. So technically, you guys have full cover right now.
Okay.
Great.
I mean, I don't know where everybody else is in relation, so I can't say.
As you swing
Where I'd
around
like to
towards the
aim it.
back of the Banshee, looking out, you do
Okay.
see all of the crew members now standing as
Oh.
statues. You can see Basil now peeking his head out from behind
Okay.
the cargo as he pushes your party members within it. And you do see Greenmore standing out in the open at this point.
Okay. I'm not gonna risk hitting him. So I'll let the first
Only
one
on a
go
nat one.
flying.
Fuck it.
I know, but still. No. I'll see if I can position it so I'm like not aiming towards him. So I'm like going at an
You
angle
do run the
that's
risk
far
of
away
losing
from
the
him.
javelin, or one of your javelins.
Whatever. Oh, that fell. Do we count ones that fall on the floor? I gotta go get it.
Depends what it is.
You
It's
choose.
a good roll. It's a good roll. It's a 17 to hit.
17. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. You toss the javelin up towards the Banshee and catch her directly in the center of the back. You watch as it pierces out through the other side of her shoulder. She lets off, again, a horrible wail, but you can go ahead and roll some damage for me.
It's just 6
Okay?
piercing. I'm guessing, yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to do in your turn?
No, because I bonus rage.
Okay. V, you're up. Greenmore, you're on deck.
So, when you say 0 hit points, are we stable or are we
Nope.
making
You're
death saves?
throwing death saves.
Oh, damn.
I don't want to. I don't want to. This is the worst. Hold on. I need my good die for this. Hold on. Where's my V die? Guys, I can't find my V die. I'm panicking right now. Okay. Okay, here we go. No shit, it's an 11.
First one successful. Greenmore, you are up. What would you like to do? Go ahead and describe your turn for us. Sicarius, you are on deck.
Literally.
Oh god. Okay. They're making death save. Basil's taking care of them. Okay. Greenmore is going to rush under the banshee and then use his bonus action to astral jump and straddle the spear that's impaled on the banshee.
Well, the banshee's 15 feet up in the air. She's levitating above you right now.
Right. I'm going to astral jump.
Oh, sorry. You're doing your astral. Okay. You're doing your astral form.
As a bonus
okay.
action.
Yep.
To straddle the spear that's impaled on it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to... Yeah, I'm just going to make a strike at her.
Okay.
But this wouldn't be at... Not like in...
You don't have sneak attack on it.
I don't have
No.
sneak attack on this, right? That is a 15 to hit.
15 absolutely hits. What are you hitting it with?
So as he like straddles it, he's gonna like whip out his sword while he's unsheathing it. That's gonna be a strike, and he's just gonna like kind of slash across with that.
Okay. As you suddenly appear atop, straddled the javelin impaled into her shoulder, you raise your sword to the sky, letting loose directly on top of her. Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
That's gonna be 8 points,
Okay.
and that is my turn.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's my movement bonus action.
Okay. Tristan, you watch as Nick and Tinsley both now jump up from the other side. Winking towards you, you watch as Nick pulls off of his his trench coat. You now see he in fact has 4 arms, 2 directly underneath and attached to his rib cage. As he uses the bottom 2 to leap over top of the rail, he rushes towards one of the bandits. He begins to clobber on top of it, grabbing it with 2 of the hands, pummeling with the other 2. As he continues to pummel on top of him, using his bottom 2 hands, he pulls it into a bear hug-like grapple. Tinsley now jumping over top, she pulls 2 daggers from either side of her belts. She catches perfect aim with the third bandit as she begins to slice towards him, moving around in almost like a dance-like sequence, moving almost like fate or like water is continuing back and forth. That bandit is looking particularly wounded at this point. The other caught in the bear hug, not so much. Sicarius, you're up. Go ahead and make your first death saving throw for me.
5.
Fire. Okay. That is unsuccessful. The bandits are now going to... First is going to try and break the grapple. As he does, he pushes with both of his might, a little bit larger than the rest. He's able to break free of the grapple as he pushes back on Nick. Nick still catching his position and fighting position. The second is going to go ahead and try... Oh, cock die. Pulling back up on his cannon, he lets loose another spell shot as it jettisons towards Tinsley. You watch as a green putrid-looking spray envelops her entirely. She reaches for her face and her arms as she screams out in pain. You can watch some of her skin now dissolving away from the attack. Greenmore, who has now apparently left. The Banshee, having taken damage, is going to continue to float upwards, flying now into that of the sails themselves. Oksana, you watch as Greenmore and the Banshee disappear up into the skies. Greenmore, you watch as, or you ride atop the javelin as the Banshee is going to take her full movement speed, moving upward an additional 40 feet into the air. You are now at the same level as the crow's nest that you were on before. You quickly look down, seeing that you are now roughly about 60 feet above the deck, even more so above the ground. She is going to... You watch as she becomes ethereal for a moment, spinning around in place. As she apparates once again directly in front of you. You now face her, still on top of the javelin itself. She is going to reach out and try to grab at you, and that is going to... What is your AC? She grabs onto you with both of her long, clawed-like fingers as you feel this poison almost feeling envelop your body. You take 12 points of necrotic damage.
It's not good.
Okay. That is going to end up their turn. Tristan, you are up. Basil, you are on deck.
So we got one down, one fighting the other guy, and so I will cast my tombstone again at the guy who's fighting, who just shot the cannon.
At who? Oh, at Tinsley?
Yeah, who's
Okay.
fighting Tuesday, yeah.
Again, pulling up the rocks from the ground, as in a spell-like manner, you watch as they begin to form directly underneath your hands. As you push the two together, they now take the form of the tombstone. You let loose towards the bandit.
That's an 8.
The bandit, able to see it coming and knowing what you had done last time, is able to dodge out of the way. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I will go back down and I will talk to the bar guy and I will say, you don't have to die here tonight. We came here for something. You don't have to die.
Make a persuasion check
Up
for
to
me.
you. All right. Where's my now? That's 23.
23. The bartender, his nose now bloodied, looks to you and says, You're right. Just make it look good.
So I will take a swing at him, I guess.
Okay, an unarmed strike against him then?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's gonna make it hurt.
technically that would be on your next turn.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I will say, for the sake of the narrative, you can see that he is submitting to you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, Basil, you are up. Oksana's on deck. Basil, go ahead and describe your turn for me.
All right, I'm going to do a medicine check on V just to see if I can stabilize them.
Okay, go ahead and make a medicine check for me.
Right. Please be okay. Please be okay. That's a 6.
Unfortunately,
Basil
you are
is not it.
Yeah,
Yep.
you are not
Yeah.
well tuned to enough to the to complete the required I don't know, the required fixins that you'd need to do on V. Is there
Do
anything else
we
you'd like to
have-
do on your turn, Basil?
I was going to say, do we have temptation dice?
We do have temptation dice. We have 1.
Would you guys be okay if I use the temptation dice, or do we want to save that for something else?
You can go ahead and say use that temptation dice all you would like. You actually have 2 now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to use this thing. Okay.
Also, Greenmore,
right.
you also now have advantage, and OG, that was a little close, but I will give Basil advantage when he wants to use it on his next roll.
Nice.
How many
All
of
right,
the
well, that's a 14
how many
on my
temptation
medicine
dice are you using?
check. Only 1.
Just 1? Okay.
Yeah, I accidentally double-clicked.
Okay. A 14?
Yep.
You try your best to breathe life back into your friend. You're pushing on her chest, blowing into her mouth. And you do get a bit of a heartbeat back. V, you are stabilized, but you're still at 0 hit points.
I look at Sicarius wearing his heavy armor, and I'm like, okay. And even though it's not going to be my action, it's just more I'm preparing to take off his chest armor so I can do the same thing.
Okay, fair enough. Oksana, you are up. What would you like to do? You've just watched Greenmore and the banshee disappear high above.
Oksana, out of game, not wanting to lose my rage. Is there anything around that I can like headbutt, like an inanimate object, or like punch a wall or something so I can take some damage?
I'm sure you can find something to hurt yourself with.
I will look. I'll go over to like the railing of. Is there like a railing of the ship or an airship?
Oh yeah.
Or a wall?
Yep. There's a very
I'll
large
do that.
railing.
And I'll be like, Greenmore, get back down here! And then I'll slam my head against the wall.
Okay. As you slam your head down, you take 3 points of damage.
I love it. I love it. Great.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
All right, fair enough. V, you are up. You are now stabilized, but can't actually do anything. Okay. That takes us to Greenmore. Greenmore, what would you like to do? Now floating 60 feet high in the air, if not more from the ground level. You were 60 feet above the deck. And face to face with this banshee.
What the fuck do you expect me? Okay, you said I was close to the crow's nest, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You're only about 5 feet in distance from the crow's feet. Or crow's nest.
Okay. Only about 5 feet?
Roughly, yep.
Gonna bonus action disengage
Okay.
and leap
Okay.
into the crow's nest.
Okay. As you try and position yourself atop the javelin that sticks out of her chest, she continues to swipe at you, but you're easily able to evade out of the way. However, it creates a rocky foundation to which you stand on right now. To jump across, I need you to go ahead and make a dex saving throw for me.
Okay. Dex saving throw. 21.
21. As you find your footing, as it kind of moves back and forth, kind of like one of those tightrope lines, you finally find a position that you're comfortable in and leap over to the crow's nest. You immediately kind of duck down behind it as the banshee now turns her body directly towards you. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
That depends. Did that count as my movement or an action? To leap into the crow's nest?
That was your movement.
Movement?
Yep.
Can I use my action to hide? I know I can use my bonus action to hide. Can I use my action to?
I'll allow it, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hide.
Okay, go ahead and make a
Attempt
stealth
to.
check for me. Again, she's not very far away from you at this point.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I feel like he's scared. Oh no. Well, I gotta hide. 15?
15. You find a way within the crow's nest. There seems to be a number of crates that individuals have sat on before. You kind of hide in between the crate that sits directly beside the mast and the mast itself. Seems like you feel like you're out of position of the mage, or sorry, of the banshee.
Banshee.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, that'll end my turn.
Okay, fair enough.
I hope I'm okay.
Okay. Feeling very pissed at this point in time, Tinsley is also going to continue to make 2 attacks against the bandit. One of them is going to hit, and very good. Well done, Tinsley. Tristan, you watch as Tinsley begins to slash wildly at the bandit. Her first attack, he's able to dodge out of the way, but her quick thinking and her quick movement, she's able to plunge the dagger directly into his chest. You watch as and hear a small gurgle come out of his mouth as she pulls the dagger out from his chest, falling down on the ground beside her. He is not looking good at this point. That takes us back to the top of the round. Sicarius, you're still unconscious, my friend. Go ahead and make another dex saving or death saving throw for us.
We didn't catch that.
19.
19. Okay, well done. The bandit that has broken free of Nick's grasp is going to go ahead and pull the cannon back up. Jesus Christ. Shit. You watch as a bolt of fire goes flying out from the cannon itself. However, Nick is able to evade out of the way of it. As he slightly moves out of the way, it again hits the back room. You see a burst of flames kind of blow up behind the alcohol, however, die down. The Banshee is going to look around. Technically, she has detect life, so she's able to see Greenmore. As she floats around, she immediately recognizes where you are, reaching forward with her hands once more. You got lucky on that one, my friend. As you pivot and move away, using your small physique to move away from her old wrinkled hands with large, almost talon-like nails on it, you're easily able to evade out of the way. That is going to end her turn. Tristan, you are up. Basil, you're on deck.
So I will talk to the guy behind the bar. And it's like, we came here for the hostage, for the lady. Where is she?
She's down in the cellar, okay? Just make it look good in front of the other guys. Pick me up and hit me or something.
Yeah. So I will pick him up, get my dagger out, and put my dagger against his neck, and say, guys, the fight is over.
Okay.
Drop it, or he's gone.
Actually, go ahead and make an intimidation check for me.
One. 1 + 3, 4.
You know what? Considering that...
Can I use my inspiration you gave me?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. I did give you inspiration for a shitty pun. That is the way to do it.
That's a 1 again. So 1 it would be.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not there.
The remaining bandit doesn't seem to take a lot of note of you, as he seems to be thoroughly engaged and is focused directly on Nick at this point in time. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Well, I tell him, well, lead the way, otherwise I will have to kill you here.
He begins to make his way from behind the bar with your dagger still, close to his throat. He walks you over to the side wall. You look at the wall itself. Seems to be a very standard wood-slated wall. However, you watch as he pulls out a small talisman from underneath his vest and pushes it up against the wall. The wall now begins to glow as the slatted woods seem to come down like a reverse portcullis. Basil, you are up. What would you like to do, my friend? Oksana, you're on deck.
Right. I very quickly try to unfasten the front chest plate piece of Sicarius' armor. Basil, having never really
built a shirt.
All right, very well. I very slowly and for the next 3 rounds unlink his chainmail.
That's fair.
It's flexible.
That is what you get for correcting him.
Yes, what you get. Yeah, I know. I could take it off just like a shirt straight away, but I'm gonna take my time now. No, all right. I'm going to attempt a medicine check to try and again revive Sicarius. Basil, the entire time, is going, this would be so much easier if it was cuts and bruises, but it's like the life force is just leaving their bodies of its own volition.
You do
Sicarius,
have
so
advantage.
much to live for. I have advantage, Sicarius. You have so much to live for. That's an 18.
An 18. As you begin to thrust on his now exposed chest, you hear a small breath take into his lungs. Sicarius, you're at 0 hit points, but you are stabilized.
Okay, I'm gonna just sort of lean into the chest and just sort of take a few deep breaths, and then turn my attention upwards to to Greenmore, who is aloft in the crow's nest.
As you look upward, you can see from your angle, because you are very close to the center mast, you can see Greenmore up on the crow's nest, kind of dodging back and forth as the banshee continues to reach out towards him.
All right. I am going to look down at V and apologize, and I'm going to roll up her skirt leg and take the knife that she stores. Look, I'm just trying to make a point here, okay? I grab the knife that she very abruptly showed me when she threatened my life earlier on. And I would like to, I imagine because it's going to take me an action to revive Sicarius, I'm going to prepare to throw this at the creature in the next round.
Okay, fair enough. Where does that leave us? Oksana, you are up. What would you like to do?
Can I see that he is in the crow's nest? Because it sounds like they've
Make a perception check for me, and I'll allow that as a bonus action.
You're the best. No, the 4.
A 4. From where you're standing, the billowing sails are a little bit too difficult. However, I will say you will take note of what Basil is doing as he pulls out the knife and begins to make his way towards the mast.
He's making his way towards the mast?
Yep.
Okay. All right, that was my bonus. Okay, I'm going to lose my rage. She's going to start heading towards the mast too.
Okay.
And I'll see if I can start climbing.
Okay. What's your movement speed?
It is 30.
30. So technically, if you use dash for your action, you could make it up to the very top of the crow's nest. So
I will.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, fair enough. You continue to climb as quickly as possible, almost shoving Basil out to the side, knowing immediately as you look up, you can see Greenmore now engaged with this creature. Using all of your movement, you immediately climb up to the top of the crow's nest. You find yourself now directly outside the small, almost trapdoor-like space that is equal to the actual level, bottom level, floor level, if you will, of the crow's nest itself. That is going to take us to V. V's unconscious, but she is stabilized, so I don't think you can do anything right now, which takes us to Greenmore. Nope. Greenmore, what would you like to do?
Do I see Oksana?
You did see Oksana just on the other side of the small crow's nest. The crow's nest itself is only about 10 feet by 10 feet, however circular at this point. You can see on the opposite side of it as Oksana is now pulling herself up through the trapdoor. The banshee is now completely focused on you.
Okay. I'm going to bonus action disengage again. Just sort of scuttling backwards as it's like clawing at him.
Yep.
And he's going to bring himself to like right where Oksana will be putting her boots like in between him when she like hoists herself up. And then I'm going to use the action to take the dodge action. Really worried about getting knocked out up here. So
fair enough. Okay.
So that is my whole turn.
Okay. As you move out of combat range with the Banshee, you immediately make your way over to Oksana, on guard, watching exactly what the
just darting his eyes around a lot.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. Tinsley looks over towards you, Tristan, seeing a doorway now open. Her eyes grow wide. And at the same time, the bandit now turns his attention over towards it. Not paying attention, Nick is able to land 2 more blows atop him. And that is... As the last one immediately connects with the bottom of his jaw, you watch as you kind of look over for a moment as the jaw almost dislocates, as his head spins, falling down on the ground unconscious. Nick now turning towards you and giving a bit of a nod of approval. Sicarius, you're unconscious, but you're stabilized, so nothing you can do there. The Banshee now watching as Greenmore makes his way over to Oksana. She's going to rush towards the two of you and is going to make an attack against Oksana. Fucking really? Right now? She catches you with both of her hands as she grips onto your shoulders. You feel the poison of her attack completely overcome you. You feel a coldness and darkness completely surrounding over top of you. You take 24 points of necrotic damage.
I'm sorry, Oksana.
Okay.
I'm sorry too. I rolled a nat 20 on
You're
that
not
one. My
raging.
bad. My bad. Not the time.
You're not
Not the
raging.
time.
Stop, right?
You stopped
I'm not
raging.
ra- But wait, I think that's just. Hold on.
While you're raging.
It's
Yeah, you
magic,
take-
Okay,
right?
I'll use Stone's Endurance then.
Okay, go.
Okay, hold on. Wait, so it was 31 before, and then I lost 24, and then I'll use Stone's Endurance. So that's gonna be. Okay. All right.
Okay. Feeling the rush of adrenaline run through you once again, you now have advantage, my friend. That is going to end the bandit's turn. Tristan, you are up. What would you like to do?
Still following the guy through the wall, I guess.
Okay. As you push the bartender directly down, you see a set of stairs that lean downward, a little bit of a circular motion. You continue to make your way down into the darkness. For the sake of the combat round, you are no longer in combat, my friend. Basil, you are up. What would you like to do? Oksana, you're on deck.
You're muted.
You're muted, bud.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Basil's not great with things, but he's gonna try anyway because, gosh darn it, he's a trooper. I'm going to throw my dagger, and by my dagger I mean V's dagger, at the Banshee.
Okay. Are you proficient with simple weapons?
I am proficient with simple weapons. Indeed, I am.
Interesting. Okay.
Look, I just don't have any. Okay.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
spent
Fair
it
enough.
on
I'm
inks
just
and
saying. I'm
quills
just
because
listen.
I
I'm
was
just
told
saying for
that
the
I was
audience's
supposed to
sake.
be-
I'm just saying. That's all. You know.
This whole
I
time,
don't know many
Basil
wizards
could have been
that
a knife
have,
master.
no big deal. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a 9. So
Okay. As you,
but
you do have a
I had
temptation
a thing
dice.
I want to do. No. I want to maybe use my temptation dice, but I want to kind of try this first because I had an idea because I figured I was gonna miss, right? So as I throw it up into the air, in the vague direction, I hope at least, of the Banshee, I want to yell out for Brynny to grab my my dagger and try to stab the Banshee.
Smart.
Make a persuasion check for me.
That's a 4, but I want to use my temptation dice on that one.
Okay. Go ahead and use your temptation dice.
Well, our temptation dice. I'm sorry, it was very possessive of me, but yes, that is a 13.
Okay.
Always with the book. There's nothing in there. Look,
What's
I
in
can
the book?
see a
That's-
drawing of a penis right there.
There is
I
in
can
this
see
book.
his
There is
drawing
stuff
of
in
a
this
penis.
book.
He's writing the word penis over and over and over. And
Actually, it's 8008 is what I keep writing over. Okay.
Through the day.
As you toss the dagger up, you give a nod towards Brynny. She immediately takes the form of the small sprout-like creature that you know and love her as. She begins to zoom up like a ribbon of light directly behind the dagger itself. It almost seems like a ribbon pulls off the back of the dagger as she grabs onto it and plunges it directly into the back of the Banshee. The Banshee lets out a loud yell. Go ahead and roll some damage for me. That's 1d4, and I will say for the sake of this, you can add your charisma to it.
Oh, nice. That's actually better than if I hit her. All right, that is 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. Okay, fair enough. Anything else you want to do on your turn, Basil?
Yep, I'm going to reach into my pouch and pull out my letter opener.
Okay, fair enough. With that said, Oksana, you are up. What would you like to do? Greenmore, you're on deck.
Is she within 5 feet of me? Is any
She is
part
very
of her
much.
within...
She is very much directly in front of you.
I will bonus action rage so I don't die.
Mm-hmm.
And then Oksana, with Greenmore like sort of beneath her, she'll say, "Stay behind me, little man." And then I'm going to try to club her with my axe. "Take that, ugly bitch." Boom. In the face.
All right. As caveman Oksana appears out of nowhere, as she throws her head back, Greenmore, you watch as the veins begin to burst out of her arms again, like you've seen many times in the past, both with her and the Red Rock tribe. Oksana, you raising the club to the sky, wiping it or smashing it down towards the banshee. Go ahead and roll an attack for me.
Can we roll to hits at advantage?
Hits from the chat, so that's only for saving throws and skill checks.
Okay. Ooh, 23 to hit.
23 absolutely hits as you catch just to the side of the face of the banshee with her mouth wailing open. Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
Another 6 points. Bludgeoning.
You seem to almost disconnect the jaw of the banshee as her mouth now falls completely open, wagging back and forth. She attempts to wail out again, but seems unable to at this point. She looks pretty rough at this point. Anything else you want to do on your turn, Oksana?
Gross. And then that's it.
Okay, Greenmore, you are up. What would you like to do?
So as the banshee looks down, to look for Greenmore, knows that he's just gone. And then as she looks up, I like Oksana, and Greenmore just pops out over her shoulder with a crossbow and goes, "Nice, motherfucker."
Almost in bullet time, you watch as he suddenly appears from behind her back in action mode, pulling out the crossbow. Surprise, motherfucker. Letting loose the crossbow towards the face of the banshee. Go ahead and let loose, my friend.
That is 13 plus 5 for an 8.
Absolutely hits the
and I get
banshee.
Sneak attack, right? Because
You do
she's in
get sneak
combat
attack
with her.
now.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Get that sneak attack.
So that's 6 points of piercing damage for the actual attack.
Okay.
And another 6 plus fucking 6 for 12 points of sneak attack, baby.
As you let loose with your crossbow, you watch almost again in slow-mo as the bolt leaves the chamber of the crossbow as it flies towards the face of the banshee. And Greenmore, tell us the tale of how you vanquished your mightiest foe.
Totally self-explanatory. Pops up. Surprise, motherfucker! Fucking fires. It goes straight in between the eyes, and Basil will just watch as this, like, what looks like a sheet just, like, starts fluttering down and collapses onto the deck of the ship.
Okay. As
God!
the bolt hits it directly in the center of the face, you watch as the skull of the banshee now almost concaves into itself as you watch as it begins to burst into flames. The tattered dress now floating down to the ground, nothing more than flames. And as it hits the ground itself, or the deck itself, you watch as it becomes more or less ashes, scattering directly atop Basil's feet.
As it came down, Basil closed his eyes and is just like, "It's got me! Oh God, it's got me! Oh, the gypsy was right. This is how I die."
And with that
I'm
said,
okay.
that takes us out of combat at this point.
Nice shot, little man.
Let me get the fuck down from here right now. Thanks for having my back, though.
Of course. Hold on tight.
And I'll start to descend.
We have to make sure everybody else is okay.
As you make your way down to the deck proper, you can see Basil now rushing over to V and Sicarius as they seem to be awakening at this point. V and Sicarius, outside of battle, you now have 1 hit point each.
Enough for me.
Can I put these knives back before she notices?
You want to be reaching up?
Make a deception check for me.
She wakes
Actually,
up.
make a sleight of hand check for me.
Okay.
I'll go pick up my
Damn it,
javelin.
I wish.
too.
Okay. All right. Easy, Basil. Easy. You've seen Indiana Jones 1,000,000 times. You can do this.
Oh my god, you're ridiculous.
16.
16. You're able to maneuver it back into her bootleg before she notices. As the rest
if
of
I
you,
failed, I was going to stab her.
as the rest of you begin to look around the deck itself, you see that all of the other individuals have now fully vanished. The ship itself continues to move forward, and roughly about 20 yards in front of you, you see a large black ring now apparating in front of the sky.
Captain, black hole straight ahead.
Does this mean we've conquered your fear?
Does that look like the portal that, like the
It does.
portals we've gone through?
Yep.
I suppose. I think we should fly straight into it.
Okay.
Not like we have a choice. We're on a boat.
Also, I'd prefer to just not be here in general.
Hold on. She seemed significant to you. Do you want to go through her stuff? Maybe she has something important. Some kind of
sure.
secret.
Sure, we will check her. As she's going through her, she'll just say she was important to me because this was the woman that died, that asked me to take care of her child. And
As the last thing that V says before the front of the ship now finds its way into the black circular portal-like structure in front of you. Tristan, making your way to the bottom of the cellar, still holding the knife to the bartender's throat, you take note of 2 large crates that seem sealed shut, and directly in the center of it, a middle-aged woman, roughly about 40, 45 years old. Or wait, let me check that. 60.
Middle-aged.
65 years old. I should have looked at my notes beforehand. It's fine.
Good evening, ma'am.
You can see that
Would you-
she's tied up at this point and a gag over top of her mouth.
Oh, okay. I would say to the bartender, could you please go and untie the lady?
All right, no trouble. He walks over to the back of her, letting loose the gag as well as the restraints on her hands. She immediately pulls them forward as she begins to rub her wrists, standing up. Ah, thank you. Who are you?
Good evening. My name is Tristan, and I do believe I'm a friend of your son, Basil.
Basil.
Oh.
Basil's been gone for quite some time. Where's Basil? Is he here with you? And she begins to look behind you at the stairway. As she does, you hear the footprints of both Nick and Tinsley making their way down.
Well, he's kind of with me, but I think that's a discussion we should have somewhere else.
If this
I
has
think
to
we
do
should
with my
leave that
son...
place.
No. If this has to do with my son, you can tell me here and now.
Well, it's a story about a book.
Her eyes grow wide the minute that you say the book. What do you mean,
Okay,
the
so
book?
maybe we should go now. His book. Oh, maybe that's the same book.
Are you saying Basil's back in his book?
Yes.
She immediately begins to fidget with something around her collar. No, this can't be right. This is all happening at the wrong time. You watch as she pulls out a small vial. There doesn't seem to be any liquid inside the vial, just that of a small rolled up piece of parchment. First the red tome, and now Basil's book is active again. No. She pops the top cork off of the small vial, but stops for a moment. How do you know my son? How do you know about his book?
Well, I kind of took the book when he went inside, just to make sure it's not going anywhere. And I know your son because we spent some time in the Astral City. It's a long story. We can go over it. I do think here is not the best place.
No, if he's in the book, we have no time to spare. Can I trust you?
With what?
Can I trust you with my son?
Yes.
Can I trust you with my word?
Yes.
Then you must go to him quickly. You must get him out of the book, post-haste.
I'd rather not leave the book here and jump into it. I would rather do it somewhere where the book would be safe.
Then give the book to me. And she holds her hand out. What are you waiting for?
Why do we have to do it here?
Because there's no time to spare. If he's inside of the book right now, whoever he's with...
Not alone. He's not alone.
Then they could be dead at any moment.
Yeah, probably true. Alright. I would like to do an insight check before I give her the book.
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
That one. That's 16.
16. You can see the look of a mother's pain and concern on her face. As she continues to thrust her hand forward, Nick and Tristan come up from behind you. Nick resting his hand on your shoulder. It's all right, kids. We can make sure she's safe.
All right. Let's do this then. And I will get the book out of my bag and give her the book.
I won't touch it. Hold on to it as she reaches into the small vial, pulling out the small rolled up piece of paper. This is a page of Basil's book. She begins to unroll it. You can see there's rune marks written across the page. She begins to chant them as she throws them down on the floor in front of her. A very strange black circular portal, similar to the one that you had originally seen back in her homestead, now opens up directly in front of her. You must tell Basil that he needs to get out of the book immediately. Whatever is happening, why ever he's there, he must leave. The black and the red have appeared again. It's only a matter of time before the others appear.
All right. I'm hoping you will know what that means. And I guess I step into the circle.
Before heading inwards, she looks towards you once more. Just let him know that the Nightmare King is not the least of our problems. There are more. And if this is the time, then they are coming.
You're one crazy family. I will step in.
Okay. As Tristan nods towards Tinsley and Nick with a bit of approval, closes his eyes as he steps through the circular blackness. A moment passes before the walls of darkness now dissipate from the circle itself. Tristan no longer there. As the three of them look towards each other. You feel a sense of darkness for a moment, Tristan, before peering into what looks like a grayscape. The only colors surrounding you, black, grays, and whites. You see a very large tower now standing directly in front of you. As you look upward, you can see off into the distance a small pip rushing towards you. Not a moment passes before a loud splat is heard directly in front of you. As you see the face of Sicarius, completely black, now splatter on the ground in front of you. Before it seems to turn into that of a black, inky liquid, seeping down in towards the ground. Suddenly you hear footsteps from behind you. As you turn to look, to see the rest of your companions approaching. But that, my friends, is going to be a story for another evening. Maybe next year. We'll see.
Oh, man!
So I'm still wondering if it's a good thing I have the book in my arm when I came inside. Like, we're in the book, but I have the book.
Oh, yeah?
With that said, that is going to wrap up our session for the end of the year, friends. It has been an absolute blast and a pleasure to be running this little show for us, or for you guys. And we hope to see you all next year. We, as Raina had said, we are going to go ahead and take a couple weeks off, and then we'll be back shortly. We're going to make announcements all across our socials and our Discords and all those kind of things. So when we do come back, you will properly know about it. Let me tell you that. We will be back at our same bat time, same bat channel, right here on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Sorry we went a little over tonight, but we had a lot to get through. So, with that...
in 17 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's Bobby's birthday in 17 minutes. Are people going to be hanging out in Discord afterwards?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, no, maybe so?
Yep.
Okay, so we do have our
definitely.
after party down in Discord. If you want to come join us, some of the cast are going to be hanging out there. But if not, hey, we'll see you tomorrow night for Burnt Offerings with Jess and Raina Ray. With that said, that is going to wrap us up for the evening. We are going to do some raiding, and we're going to... I see that our good friends over at the Cantrip cast are streaming right now. So we're going to head over there. Once you get over there... do hashtag, what's a good hashtag to troll Brandon?
Thing about dragons.
Or he didn't like that we called him a Rituki.
No, we'll do this. Here, I'll type it into chat.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait. Why isn't my keyboard working? Hashtag, I seduced the
Yeah, there you go.
dragon. There you go. Hashtag I seduced the dragon with a couple love hearts attached to it. Guys, stick around for the raid. It helps us. It helps them. It's all around a wonderful thing. Copy and paste that down into chat and just spam the hell out of it as soon as you get over there. With that said, that is going to wrap us up for our campaign for the year. We will be back next year. Like I said, we'll be back at some point in time. We'll let you know on all our socials and Discords and all those wonderful things. But for one last time, for the remainder of the year, to all the adventurers out there, whether they're floating around on an airship in a strange fearscape, or met with your nightmares head on, I beg of you all, one word of caution. Be careful out there. You can trip. Guys, we will see you all next year. Love all your faces, and take care.
Bye-bye.